on the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield. This is Hawkeye Baseball. Iowa Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Bud Light, proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Also brought to you by Oak Knoll Retirement Community and by University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. Hawkeye Baseball is on the air.
From the spring training home of the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Colorado Rockies in Scottsdale, Arizona, it's time for Iowa Hawkeye Baseball. Live from the Salt River Fields, it's Game 2 of the MLB Desert Invitational between the Air Force Academy Falcons and the Iowa Hawkeyes. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast booth. I'm John Leo. A rebound opportunity for the Hawkeyes today after dropping the season opener yesterday to Kansas State. Game 2 of 56, it's the Falcons and the Hawkeyes, Air Force and Iowa, live from the Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, with first pitch coming in a few minutes. Our pregame coverage rolls on right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Despite the unshakable Iowa Corn-Cyhawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on. Getting hyped for unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine, and it's cheaper than other fuel options, making unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa Corn-Cyhawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
Hi, this is Coach Jan Jensen inviting you to join me for Hawk Talk, live from the Watermill Kitchen and Bar inside the Hyatt Regency at the Iowa River Landing. We'll talk Hawkeye women's basketball, answer your questions, and have a lot of fun along the way. The show airs weekly on the Hawkeye Radio Network. Check the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com. I'd love to see you there. Go Hawks!
Welcome back to pregame coverage of Iowa Hawkeye Baseball, Day 2 at the MLB Desert Invitational, taking on the Air Force Falcons. Today, joined by head coach of the Hawkeyes, Rick Keller. Coach, a word on yesterday's game against K-State.
Well, John, it was about as bad an opening day as I've ever been a part of, unfortunately. But hopefully we got all the bad stuff out of the way in one day, and now we can, go to work on getting better. It wasn't all bad. We really battled offensively and had the table set 3 times where if we would have got to hit the fall, maybe could have made that a slugfest where, we had a chance to win 16-15 or something like that. It really wasn't that far away. And then, the pitching wasn't great. And it was bad from a free base standpoint and all those things that was obviously very apparent. But the inning where we gave up the 6 runs was the dagger, because even though it wasn't great, we were minimizing, but giving ourselves a chance because we were scoring some runs as well. But once that happened, it puts down pretty far. But we still, rallied a couple times and had runners on. I thought offensively, some guys had a great day. Gable Mitchell had a great day. Cooper Schulte had a home run and another hit. Caleb Wolf had 4 hits.
Strohmeyer was great.
Strohmeyer was fantastic. I mean, he had, 3 or 4 hits? But all those guys had 4 quality at-bats on the day. You can't beat that. I mean, that was great. The bad thing was a couple guys had really bad days at the really bad, point in the lineup when you needed them. And that was unfortunate. But for the most part, we faced a really good pitcher and made life pretty miserable for him. And yeah, hopefully we go out today and Logan Rundy's going to be on the mound. And traditionally, Logan is a strike thrower that pounds the zone, and he's an older guy who's been out there a bunch of times, and I think he's the perfect guy for us today, coming off of a night like last night, to hopefully get us into a better flow and establish things.
Yeah. Your team's always done a nice job bouncing back and have the opportunity to do that today with Rundy going against this Air Force team. It sounds like, based on what I heard earlier today, they're kind of like Washington State a year ago. They play the small ball. They try to steal a lot of bases. Different than last night.
They do, but they also swing it pretty well.
Okay.
They had 14, 15 hits off Penn State last night, and a lot of people think Penn State had a chance to maybe even be top 2 or 3 in the league. There was a lot of hype over the Penn State team this year, and the Air Force guys went out and put it on them and scored a bunch of runs. They pitched great. They do a great job, and Coach Kaz is fantastic. Great coach. Came to Iowa City and played a couple games because his wife's from Iowa City, and good guy. And the guy we're going to face tonight on the mound is a freshman left-hander who his father played here at Iowa as a Hawkeye, and that is always added motivation for those guys if that happens. But I'm just looking forward to this game. They play the game the right way. There's no BS. We just go out and hopefully both teams just play really hard, and tough guys that battle and really get after it. And that's really the challenge for our guys, is to go out there and be even tougher than them and play harder and more focus and more energy. And we just got a great chance to bounce back today and hopefully play a clean game.
Got a lot of respect for the Air Force Academy coach, more than just their baseball team. Just tell us a little bit about how much it means to you and opportunity for our guys to play against them.
These kids we're playing tonight are a big reason why we can all sleep well at night, because they're the kind of guys that are going to be defending our country and flying fighter jets and fighting in the wars, and that's the bigger picture to all of this. And their coach was a fighter jet pilot, and great mentor, great leader of men. And I've got a friend of mine is the wrestling coach at Air Force, an Upper Iowa guy that is a good friend of mine, Sam Barber, and proud of Sam, and does a great job. Just really, just it is a little more meaningful, to me. I take that stuff very seriously. Whenever we play any of the academies, especially when the coach does it the right way. And played some in the past where maybe it wasn't the way you thought it was going to be.
Sure.
or should be. Yeah. But this will be exactly the way you think it should be.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Good luck against Falcons today.
All right, thanks, Sean.
Head coach Rick Heller on our pregame show down here in Arizona. Game 2 of the weekend. It is Iowa and Air Force. We'll get you starting lineups and first pitch when we come back on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield. Hawkeye Baseball is brought to you by Riverside Casino and Golf Resort. Stop by today for a relaxing massage at the spa, fine dining at Ruthie's Steak and Seafood, and so much more. Visit Riverside Casino and Golf Resort today, located minutes south of Iowa City. Good evening, Hawkeye fans. I'm John Leo in the broadcast booth at Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, Arizona, getting set for Game 2 of the MLB Desert Invitational. It is Iowa and Air Force. Once again, the Hawkeyes will be the away team and will get to bat first this evening. Iowa 0-1 on the season after losing to Kansas State yesterday 15-6. Air Force destroyed Penn State yesterday 15-3. Got all over the Nittany Lions, who are a very talented team and expected to do big things in the Big Ten. We'll see Penn State in just a few weeks out in State College. But 15-3 over Penn State. The Nittany Lions committed 5 errors. Air Force played clean baseball behind their pitching staff in the Falcons' season-opening win yesterday. So it's Iowa and Air Force today, meeting for the 6th time in history. Iowa holds a 4-1 record over Air Force. And the teams last met in 2022, the season opener in 2022. Iowa won that game 12-2. A fella by the name of Paul Skeens played for Air Force in that game. He got the start on the mound for the Falcons, went 3 1/3. Iowa hit him around a bit, but he did have one of Air Force's. He had Air Force's only hit, and it was a 2-run. It was a home run, I believe, for Skeens. So he's doing great things in the major leagues with the Pirates. So he was with Air Force the last time these two teams met. Iowa won the game 12-2. A lot has changed in those few years since these teams last met. A lot of respect from Iowa's perspective of one of the academies, the Air Force Academy, and the national anthem with the color guard present was a sight to see here earlier today. As we're set for first pitch, Josh Holst is the starter for Air Force. The lefty delivers to Gable Mitchell up and in, and it bends him back and sends Gable to the turf as he had to spin away from that pitch. Holst is a true freshman, left-handed pitcher for the Falcons. He was the 2025 Max Preps Illinois Player of the Year. He delivers the 1-0 to Mitchell, and that's across for a strike. It's 1-1. Gable was solid for Iowa yesterday, getting on base several times. He takes a pitch low and away now. 2 balls and a strike. Next pitch to Gable, here it comes. Mitchell smacks it high in the air to center. Air Force center fielder Bradshaw's underneath it. And Gable is retired for the first time this weekend. Fly out to center for Gable. Here comes Caleb Wolf. Holst for Air Force, 6'3" left-hander from Libertyville, Illinois. Hawkeyes will throw a few left-handers in the lineup against him today. Don't know much about him, true freshman. Third baseman in for the Falcons as Caleb Wolf is hit by the pitch. Caught Wolfie in the back of the arm, and Caleb is on. Iowa's first base runner. We saw this yesterday. Iowa hit by a couple of pitches in that first inning, ultimately loaded the bases against Kansas State, but could not push across any runs. Kind of set the tone for the day offensively for Iowa. Hawkeyes fell yesterday 15-6 to a great K-State ball club. Here's Miles Risley, right-handed hitter, first one that Holst has seen. And Risley takes high and out. Risley, the center fielder for Iowa, quarterback of the outfield. Wolf with a short lead at first base. Here's the 1-0 to Risley. Miles takes a changeup for a strike at the knees. Iowa played in Goodyear yesterday, different ballpark today. We'll play here tomorrow as well against Northeastern. Counts 1-1 on Risley. Long pause here from Holst. Still throw it over to Wolf, who was able to get back without a dive. Get you the field dimensions and set the scene a little bit better as this game gets underway. But so far, this is a better ballpark than the Reds and Guardians, in my opinion. I'll check on Wolfie again over at first. He's back, no problem. Natural field, no turf in these parts. Grass and dirt. Maintained very well by the Colorado Rockies crew before the game today, as Penn State and Grand Canyon played here before. Another check on Wolf at first base. Worried about him. Count still 1-1. Now Holst will deliver, and that's about eye level to Risley, who takes upstairs for a ball. Risley had a double yesterday, was also hit by a pitch. And now Risley has been called for taking too long to get in the box, and Holst has been granted a strike. So it's 2-2 now. And here we go with that business. One out, Wolf at first, the pitch. Risley watched it sail outside for a ball. Counts full. Holst trying to settle in for Air Force. He retired Mitchell on a flyout, and then he hit Wolf on the very next pitch. He's got a full count here for Risley. The pitch. Wolf takes off, and Miles fouls back towards us. Over to the right. And straight back foul. Wide open window here at Salt River Fields. I'm directly behind home plate, maybe off to the left-handed batter's box a bit. We'll do another full count pitch. Here it comes. Risley lines over the shortstop's head and into left field. Wolf was moving on the pitch. He'll head for third, and he's there. Great contact. Good at bat from Risley. And he roped it right over the shortstop's head. Risley has Iowa's first hit of the evening. Runners at the corners for Kellen Strohmeyer, who was red hot yesterday. 2 singles and an RBI double. He scored a run as well. Went 3 for 4. He'll stand in from the left-handed batter's box, the tall right fielder. Iowa has been good at getting runners on in the first 2 games of the first inning. Loaded the bases against Kansas State yesterday. Have runners at the corners and 1 out in the first tonight against Air Force. Middle infield for the Falcons. They're pinching the bag at second, hoping to turn a double play. Kellen Strohmeyer wants to lift a ball. Nothing on the ground here. Kellen. First pitch is pumped across for a strike. Time called as the catcher, Walker Zapp, will come out in front of the plate and communicate with his infield just in case Risley decides to take off for second. That was part of the scout that Iowa had addressed earlier today. Next pitch to Strohmeyer. That's another strike in the same spot. Couldn't commit to it. First and third, Air Force not too interested in throwing it down to second if Risley were to steal. That's the message of the scout. 0-2 though on Strohmeyer. He's in trouble. Risley takes off. Strohmeyer swings and misses. He strikes out. Risley gets to second. No throw from Zapp. Not sure if that was maybe a hit-and-run situation or if Strohmeyer felt he needed to protect Risley getting to second, but he chased that pitch. It was hot. And now it's up to Cooper Schulte with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Cooper swings early on a changeup, and he misses. Coach Heller talked about it yesterday. Couldn't quite get the timely hit against Kansas State. Can Iowa get one early on against Air Force? 2 in scoring position for the Hawkeyes. But 2 outs. Going to need a base hit from Schulte. Count is 1-1. Next pitch. Cooper hits in the air down the right field line, but that will tail foul and find the seats. Schulte had a 2-run home run yesterday. His only hit of the game. Down in the count here, 1-2. The next pitch to Coop. Popped it up, first base side. This will be in foul ground, but playable for Elmore, and he'll make the catch and retire the side. So Iowa gets a couple of runners on, but cannot bring them home, and we'll go to the bottom of the first. No score between Iowa and Air Force. We're back in a moment. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oaknall is located near the University of Iowa hospitals and clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oaknall.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Iowa and Air Force from the Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, Arizona. The Hawkeyes go down quietly in the top of the first with a couple of runners on. Couldn't get the timely hit with less than 2 outs. A strikeout and a pop-out left those runners on for the Hawkeyes. And so now we'll get our first look at Logan Rundy, who will be the starting pitcher for the Hawkeyes today. We'll introduce him a little bit more detailed in a moment. But first, let's get you the starting lineup. For the Air Force Falcons, the home team today, Tripp Garish is the DH. He will lead off for Air Force. Wyatt Hanoyan, the third baseman, will bat second. Walker Zapp, he's going to be the name we'll need to keep a close eye on today. He is the catcher for Air Force, and he will bat third. Christian Taylor, the left fielder, in the cleanup spot. Brooks Burdine, the right fielder, bats fifth. Luke Elmore is at first base, who made that final out in the top of the first. He bats sixth. 7-8-9 for the Falcons. Caden Bradshaw in center. Ben Neednagel, the shortstop, and TJ Oster, the second baseman. Defensively for Iowa, across the infield left to right, Jackson Frost at third, Cooper Schulte at short, Gable Mitchell at second base. Caleb Wolf is Iowa's first baseman on the right side. Outfield left to right, Joe Narrett gets the start in left, Miles Risley in center, Kellen Strohmeyer in right. The battery today, Matt Delgado behind the dish. He will catch for the Hawks. And the starting pitcher is 6'1" right-hander Logan Rundy. He is a fifth-year grad student from Piasta, so he's an Iowa native, but this is his first year with the program as he deals strike one to the left-handed hitting DH Tripp Garish. Rundy ready, and he delivers. Just inside with the fastball, evening the count 1-1. Rundy spent the last 2 seasons at Florida International. He did pitch against Iowa back in 2014, that series over in Des Moines at Principal Park. Counts 1-1. The pitch to Garish. Fouled off. Actually had 2 shutout innings against the Hawkeyes on May 16th. In 2024, his first season with FIU, he appeared in 14 games and made 5 starts. He went 4-2. Here's a ground ball up the middle. That's through into center for Garish. A slow roller. Leadoff single for the Falcons. Garish was 1 for 3 yesterday. He drew 3 walks. And he's on with the single. Now here's Wyatt Hanoyan, who was 2 of 4 yesterday with a double, 2 runs batted in against the Nittany Lions. Another left-hander in the box. Rundy deals high and out for a ball. Last season, Logan made 21 appearances with 12 starts. He had a 4-5 record with a save for FIU. He pitched the second most innings for the Panthers, 58 in the third. Had 50 strikeouts, and he pumps a strike by Hanoyan there. He was the opening day starter and threw 4 no-hit innings for FIU a season ago. And Iowa turns to him in the Saturday starting role for now. Like Coach Heller talked about, there's some pieces here that on the pitching staff just got to learn about the guys and see where they all fit together, something we talked about a little bit yesterday. As Rundy's fallen behind here 3-1. He is the vet on the pitching staff. Started his career at Iowa Western, then went to Kirkwood, and then the last 2 years at FIU. And it's good to have Logan back home. We'll wait on the 3-1 as he throws it over to Garish. Over to first to keep Garish around. Air Force stole 5 bases yesterday. They were perfect 5 for 5 against Penn State. They had the Nittany Lions in a blender. 3 balls and a strike here. Rundy looking to find the zone. Here's the pitch, and it hit him. Tried to work inside with the spin. 77-mile-an-hour curveball. That caught Hanoyan. Here's Walker Zapp. Zapp, preseason All-Mountain West selection for the Falcons. Real good hitter here. Played in 51 games a season ago. He's showing the bunt here to start, and he takes a breaker high from Rundy. Zapp hit .330. He's the team's leading returner offensively at 43 runs batted in, 18 doubles, 7 home runs. He's got some speed with 5 triples. Showing the bunt here, runners at first and second. Check swing. He went around. The home plate umpire will call that himself. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. No score early on in the first. Rundy checking the runner at second. Now delivers, and Zapp takes right down the pipe. 1-2. One thing I've noticed about Logan already, he's got a routine. He gets the ball back from Delgado, takes a second off to the side of the rubber, and then repositions on there. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Rundy buried him with the slider low and out. Had great movement, 83 miles an hour, low outside portion of the zone, and Zapp couldn't resist. First strikeout as a Hawkeye for Logan Rundy. There is 1 out for Christian Taylor, the left fielder, another right-handed hitter. And Logan missed just upstairs. Ball 1. First and second and 1 out. Rundy ready. Runners take off. Here's the pitch. It's hit on the ground up the middle. Schulte fields his only plays to first, and he beats Taylor by about a step. Air Force was moving on the pitch. Schulte had to work quickly, and he did. A tricky play was a slow roller back up the middle and right over the bag at second. He and Mitchell communicated nicely. And Coop, with his momentum carrying him towards first base, he made that play. Runners at second and third now for Air Force, and 2 outs. And the Falcons, they've got the same situation that Iowa did, but Iowa was unproductive here. Second and third, 2 outs. First pitch is a strike from Rundy. Rundy stays in the stretch. He pitches to Brooks Burdine. That's high and out for a ball. Burdine, the starting right fielder for Air Force. Stands in from the left side. Burdine was dangerous. 3 of 4 yesterday. Drew 2 walks against Penn State. Here's the 1-1. Strike 2 right at the knees. Low 90s from Rundy. Pumped that in there. And now he readdresses the rubber and he's ready to pitch. The 1-2 to Burdine from Rundy. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Great job, Logan Rundy. He holds the Falcons off the board in the first. We'll move on to the second. No score between Iowa and Air Force. We're back in a moment. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
From the roar of the crowd to Carver cones, can't miss plays and heart-pounding finishes. There's something for everyone at an Iowa athletics event. Don't just hear about it or see the clip on your phone. Be part of it. Change up your routine and get your friends together for an Iowa athletics event. Make it a memorable one by visiting HawkeyeSports.com. Fire up the fight song, cue the victory polka, and experience what it means to be a Hawkeye on Iowa. And go Hawks! This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Iowa. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
John Leo bringing you Iowa Hawkeye baseball from Scottsdale, Arizona this evening. Glad to have you along with us. No score between Iowa and Air Force. Game 2 of the weekend down here in Arizona. 6, 7, and 8 due up for the Hawks. Tyler Guerin, the DH. Jackson Frost, the third baseman, and Matt Delgado, the catcher, will come to the dish for the Hawks in the second. If anybody gets on, the 9-hitter Joe Narrett will come up. So Tyler Guerin, a two-way player. He was the starting pitcher yesterday against Kansas State. He's a left-handed hitter. And a nice home run-looking swing there, but he comes up empty. Good cut from Tyler. Tyler had 10 at-bats last year, 3 of 10. Slightly open stance from the tall lefty, as Holst, the left-handed pitcher for Air Force, delivers a ball, 1-1. A game tonight that started with the sun setting behind us is now nighttime as Guerin takes a strike. Beautiful ballpark, as you'd come to expect. Spring training for the Diamondbacks and the Rockies. 1-2 is the count. The pitch to Guerin, and Tyler strikes out. Holst threw it by him. Try to provide an image for you. This does have a similar feel, similar structure to the Colonel Stadium. A little bit bigger with a second deck. If you've been to a game in Cedar Rapids with the Colonels, it has a similar feel to that with a nice walkway, a nice area to stand around by some tables directly below the press box here. Beyond the left field and right field walls, big grassy hill you can sit on and enjoy the game. Here's Jackson Frost. He's taken a strike, he's taken a ball. It's 1-1. Bases are clear for him and 1 out. Straightaway center, big batter's eye with kind of a stair-stepper type of structure. 1-1, Frost rips it fair down the left field line. That'll get into the corner and hop off the short wall. Jackson's around first. He will head to second and slide in with a 1-out double. Iowa had a couple of those yesterday that just couldn't stay on the right side of the white line. This time Jackson got it to bounce on the dirt between the third baseman and the third base bag. Frost has Iowa's second hit. This one's a double. And that brings up Matt Delgado, the catcher, right-handed hitter. Looking to get Iowa on the board in the second. First pitch to Delgado. Change up for a strike, outer third. This stadium is a part of a complex with a bunch of fields around. Iowa took BP on a neighboring field. Took their in and out, their infield, outfield practice as well. 0-1 to Delgado. Here it comes. That's high. Going to try to pick off Frost, and the throw goes into center field, so Jackson pops up and heads for third. Zapp with a wild throw down to second. He's the catcher for Air Force. Frost would have been safe, I believe, with a good throw, but it wasn't a good throw, and it got into center, and Jakeson's now at third. With less than 2 outs, Iowa needs to find a way to get him home. Corners will come in for the Falcons. Holst is ready from the stretch. The left-hander delivers to Delgado, just about him. Deli turns away from it. Next pitch on its way to Delgado. He fouled it off. Chased a pitch that was high. Fouled it off straight back to the right of the booth. Delgado looking to bring home Frost, who stands at third. The pitch fouled back into the netting. And we'll do it again. Entire infield for Air Force comes in now. 2-strike count on Delgado. With 1 out, the pitch. Delgado popped it up, shallow right center. Bradshaw, Burdine come together. It's Bradshaw, the center fielder, who makes the catch. He'll throw it home, but it's offline, and Frost will score on the sac fly from Matt Delgado. And the Hawkeyes lead it 1-0. Delgado does his job, took a pitch that looked up and in, and he flied out to right center, but it brought home Frost. And the Hawkeyes have the early lead, 1-0 in the top of the second. Joe Narrett, the left fielder, he'll look to get things started now with the bases clear and 2 outs. Narrett hits a ground ball through into center field. Narrett with a hard round at first, and he'll walk on back to the bag. He's got a 2-out single. And we'll flip things to the top of the order now with Gable Mitchell. Mitchell flied out to center in his first at bat. So the free base awarded by Air Force proves costly for them. First pitch to Gable, and it dropped in for a strike. A breaking ball to start off Mitchell's at bat. Rundy will be able to pitch with the lead now. Narrett takes off. The pitch is low and away, and the throw down to second is therefore late. Narrett with a stolen bag. Narrett entered the game yesterday in the 5th. Jalen Ziegler got the start in left. And now he's in scoring position with 2 outs. The 1-1 to Mitchell. Gable grounds right side and right to the second baseman. He fields it on the backhand and throws out Gable for the 3rd out. The Hawkeyes on the board, courtesy of a sacrifice fly from Matt Delgado. It brought home Jakeson Frost, and Iowa leads it 1-0. We'll bring you the bottom of the second right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hey Hawks, it's Coach Ben McCullum. Join me for Hawk Talk on the Hawkeye Radio Network, weekly at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar. Check out the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com. Go Hawks.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit AlliantEnergy.com/poweringbeyond to learn more.
Hey, it's Coach Jan Jensen. Join me for Hawk Talk on the Hawkeye Radio Network, weekly, live at the Watermill Kitchen and Bar at the Iowa River Landing. Check the full schedule at HawkeyeSports.com. Go Hawks!
John Leo with you from the Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, Arizona. Iowa out to a 1-0 lead over the Air Force Academy as we head to the bottom of the second with the Falcons coming to the plate. This scoreboard update is brought to you by Community Choice Credit Union. High fees, unfair charges, no early paydays, no bank you. Become an unbanker instead at Community Choice. Couple of scores, finals around the Big Ten, a lot of finals since we are the night game. As we look at across the league today, Maryland over UNC Wilmington 5-1. Indiana went extra innings with North Carolina and lost 4-3. Looks like IU had a chance to win it on a ground ball to second and then threw the ball away that allowed 2 North Carolina runners to score and force extras, and then the Tar Heels win it and take 3 games against Indiana. So Indiana 0-3 to start the season. Ohio State over St. Louis 3-2. Illinois in 10 innings over South Florida 4-2. Illinois and South Florida have split their series so far. UCLA 7-2 over UC San Diego. Logan Rundy pitching for Iowa, and he deals a strike past Luke Elmore, right-handed hitting first baseman. Minnesota out to a 2-0 start on the season with an 8-0 win over St. John's. Purdue walked off Portland 2-1. Here's a ground ball hit up the middle. That will find its way into center. Leadoff single for Elmore. Oregon over George Mason 14-5. Penn State beat Grand Canyon 9-3 here on this field before we got underway. Rutgers over Charleston twice today, 13-2 and 5-2. A lot of doubleheaders going on around the league. Oregon up again on George Mason 14-4. Ohio State 1-0 over St. Louis in the third. As Rundy gets set to face Bradshaw, who shows the bunt and hit it foul. Michigan picked up a big win over 12th-ranked Oregon State yesterday. No score between Michigan and Stanford in the second inning. Nebraska took down UConn yesterday. They are playing Northeastern this evening. No balls and a strike on Bradshaw, right-handed hitting center fielder. Arguably the most surprising start in the Big Ten, though, has been Michigan State, who's out to a 2-0 start as they beat Louisville again today, and they destroyed them 13-4. Louisville ranked 11th in the country. So Michigan State with 2 wins over a top 15 team. And Iowa will play Michigan State early on in the Big Ten slate in East Lansing. The 0-1 pitch is bunted foul. Once again by Bradshaw, he can't get the ball down. Iowa leads Air Force 1-0. Runner at first for the Falcons, nobody out. An 0-2 count. Rundy with a couple of strikeouts, looking for his third. Here's a pop fly, foul behind the Iowa dugout. The Hawkeyes occupying the first base dugout. And the ball landed in a section of seats where there is one gentleman sitting there. And it found him. Hit it right to him. Section of about 40 seats. He's the only one sitting there, and that ball landed right in his breadbasket. Good pitch from Rundy. It's a slider low and out. Good pitch, but a better take from Bradshaw. Bradshaw was 2 of 4 yesterday for the Falcons with 2 runs scored, 2 runs batted in. He did have a strikeout against Penn State. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Rundy confused him and whipped a fastball right by him, right outside edge of the plate. And Bradshaw giving the home plate umpire, Clint Fagan, a word or two, largely ignored. And Bradshaw is strikeout victim number 3 for Rundy. 1 out for Neednagel, left-handed hitter, and he takes a strike from Rundy. Logan is pumping the strike zone. File that under the things that you love to see. Air Force has had a couple of hits, 2 singles. 1 to lead off each inning. But Rundy, known to be a strike thrower. That allows opposing teams to put the ball in play. And this is what Coach Heller was talking about. Have clean defense behind him. Iowa's done a good job so far. Here's a ground ball right back to Rundy. It kicks off his glove. Schulte picks it up. His only plays to first, and he accurately throws it on the run to retire Neednagel. Elmore will scurry up to second base. That ball was a comebacker. Glove side to Rundy. Up by his head, too. And it kicked off his glove. Schulte was moving towards second base anyways. And so a slight redirection from Coop at short. And he gloved the ball and whipped it over to Wolf at first. 2 down. But a runner in scoring position now for Air Force. In the bottom of the order, T.J. Oster. First pitch from Rundy is a slider outside. Oster, a right-handed hitter. He's the second baseman for Air Force. Sends a chopper left side. Frost charging hard. Bare hands it, and he's got no play. Nothing you can do there. That was a high chopper that stayed in the air for so long. It finally came down, and by the time Jackson got there, Oster had enough speed. He was already down the line. It was basically a swinging bunt that had some air time. A little bit unfortunate there for the Hawks. And runners at the corners. In the top of the order, Trip Garish is up. One 0 Iowa, bottom of the second. Garish won the first battle against Rundy with a single in the first. He's the leadoff hitter, the top of the order for Air Force. Rundy starts him with a backdoor bender, strike 1. No balls and a strike on the left-handed hitting DH for the Falcons. With 2 outs, the pitch from Rundy hit him in the leg. And so the bases will be loaded now for Hanoyan. Second free base awarded by Rundy. Both were hit by pitches. Two outs in the inning, Air Force threatening. Iowa leading 1-0. The pitch from Rundy. Fastball just off the plate outside from the left-handed hitting Hanoyan, who was hit by a pitch by Rundy earlier. Time called by Delgado. And he's going to walk out and chat with Logan. Air Force a season ago was 20-34. They were 12-18 in the Mountain West. Mike Kozlowski is their head coach in his 16th season. Air Force, a very aggressive team on the base pass. They had 94 stolen bases a season ago, and they averaged just short of 7 runs a game. Brief mound visit has concluded, and here's a base hit to right. We're tied. Air Force trying to take the lead. Here's the throw. It's cut off by Caleb Wolf and thrown to third. Not in time there. And Air Force has the lead on a 2 RBI single to right from Hanoyan. Oster scores. Elmore scores. Rundy left that fastball high, and Hanoyan pulled it into right. First and third now for Air Force, 2 outs. The Falcons, they've got the 2-1 lead. Next pitch from Rundy. This is flared into shallow right. Strohmeyer coming forward. Now he angles back into the gap and makes the catch for the third out. But Air Force takes the lead with a 2-out, 2 RBI single to right. And it is 2-1 Falcons. We'll see how the Hawkeyes respond right after this. This is Iowa Baseball from Learfield.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit alliantenergy.com/poweringbeyond to learn more.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
Top of the third inning. Air Force has taken the lead. It's 2-1 Falcons. And the Hawkeyes will come to the plate with Wolf, Risley, and Strohmeyer. Looking back on that second inning, it was a leadoff single from Elmore, and then it was a strikeout and a ground out, followed by single, hit by pitch to load the bases. All this coming with 2 outs. And then the clutch hit from Hanoyan of the Falcons gives them the lead at 2-1. So now we'll see how Iowa responds. A lot of returning position players, like we talked about yesterday, though. Probably couldn't be more different in what you're returning in the position players to what you're returning on the mound. Iowa replacing a ton of innings. They've got the capable arms. It's about putting it in the right place, pieces in the right place. But offensively, Iowa should be able to rack up some runs throughout the season. Here comes Caleb Wolf, left-handed first baseman. Stands in. First pitch to him is a strike. Holst is pitching for the Falcons. Caleb stands in the left-handed batter's box. He's got the bottom of his gray pants pulled all the way up. Each leg up to right below the knee, showing his black socks. 0-1. Wolf takes another strike, 0-2. Iowa donning their black uniforms with Iowa spelled out in gold across the chest. Gold numbers on the front left hip and then square in the back with their last names above the number. Gray pants for the Hawks. 0-2 to Wolf. Ground ball right side, right to the second baseman Oster. He's got it and he throws out Wolf. In the field, Iowa's got the gold caps with the black bill and the black block eye on the front panel. Air Force with all white uniforms. They've got blue lettering across their chest with a blue line underneath the wording. Blue ball caps in the field for the Falcons. Wolf grounds out to start the third. One away for Miles Risley. Right-handed hitter, first one to Miles, just downstairs, ball 1. That's inside with a firm fastball. 2 balls and no strikes on Risley, who was 1 of 4 yesterday. He had a strikeout. Singled back in the first. Here's the 2-0. Boy, that's the same spot. This time it's called a strike, 2-1. Lights taking full effect. They have for some time now, as the sun has set It's turned into a night game. Here's the 2-1. Another strike from Holst. This is a changeup at the bottom of the zone. We had a beautiful view of the mountains several miles away beyond the center field, the outfield wall. As you look through the outfield wall, gorgeous mountains out there. 2-2, Risley hits high down the right field line. Falcons giving chase in foul ground, and nobody there to make the play as it falls to the dirt and kicks into the stands. Foul ball, so Risley has more life. But yes, the mountain range out there with the sun setting as we were getting on the air and getting underway here. A gorgeous sight. First time that Iowa's been at the MLB Desert Invitational. They've taken good care of us so far. Iowa looking for its first win, though, after falling to Kansas State yesterday. Here's the 2-2 to Risley. Miles pops this up, back towards the booth, over to the right, and foul. We'll do it again. My broadcast partner, John Evans, he will join us next weekend at Florida Atlantic. It'll be great to have John back. 2-2 to Risley. It's in the dirt. Great take from Miles. I just know that John would be having a great time up here with this wide open broadcast booth. And this is a huge booth. It's about half the size of what it is at Banks, and it's all for us, the Hawkeye Radio Network. 3-2, Risley swings through a high changeup, and Miles strikes out for the second out of the inning. But John would be having a good time up here getting ready for the foul balls. We've had a few that have been sent back this direction. Nothing come through here quite yet. Here's Kellen Strohmeyer with 2 outs. The base is empty. He hits a slow spinner to second. Charged hard by Oster, and he will flip it over to first on the run to retire Strohmeyer. Kellen thinks he's safe. Coach Heller seems to think the same, but Iowa has conceded here. The Hawkeyes go down in order. Air Force 2, Iowa 1. We're back for the bottom of the third right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, or just needs someone to listen, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
John Leo with you from Scottsdale, Arizona, where the Hawkeyes trail Air Force 2-1 in the bottom of the third inning. Logan Rundy out for another inning of work. Gave up a few hits in that second inning, and it was the 2-out single from Hanoyan that gave the Falcons the lead. And so Logan will look to get back on track here against the heart of the Air Force order, Taylor, Burdine, and Elmore. 4, 5, and 6. Taylor up first, right-handed hitter. Grounded out to Schulte at short in the first. Righty-on-righty matchup, first pitch strike from Logan. Good start. Logan's thrown 36 pitches through 2 innings, given up 4 hits, 2 runs. He struck out 3, has yet to walk a batter. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Off speed, and Taylor was fooled. Left side of the infield playing deep. heels near the grass. Fastball from Rundy looked good, but just missed upstairs. Delgado, the catcher, tried to snap it down a little bit to help Logan out. Didn't get the call, 1-2. Next pitch from Rundy. Slider bounced in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Logan looks to get back on track and in the zone here. The 2-2 to Taylor. Ground ball, weakly hit to third. We'll see if Frost lets it go foul. He will, as it rode the grass for a while and then caught the fringe and kicked to the left of the line. Foul ball. We'll do it again at 2-2. Iowa wraps up competition tomorrow against Northeastern. A very good program. Northeastern trails Nebraska right now 1-0. Northeastern lost 10-0 to Grand Canyon in 7 innings yesterday, so that was a bit of a surprise. They trail Nebraska right now 1-0. Here's the 2-2, low from Rundy. It's Iowa and Northeastern at 2 o'clock Central Time tomorrow at this very ballpark. Iowa trying to get in the win column for the first time in 2026 after dropping the opener yesterday. 3-2 from Rundy. Ground ball right back up the middle and through into center. Seeing eye singles for Air Force. They've got 5 hits. They're all singles. Two to 1, the Falcons with the lead, nobody out. And Brooks Burdine is up. He struck out to end the first inning. Iowa's yet to retire a leadoff hitter today. Had that problem a little bit yesterday with the Wildcats. I really think you can live with this effort from Rundy, though. He's given up 5 hits. They've all been singles. Only time he ran into trouble was a free base before that. Here's a bunt attempt that is unsuccessful. And a strike. Leadoff hitter in every inning for Air Force has collected a single. So Rundy's had to deal with constant pressure to start off every inning. A little bit concerned about Taylor at first, and so Logan will whip it over to Caleb. But he's back, no problem. Logan working an 0-1 count on Burdine. Here's the pitch from Rundy. Change up low and out. Eight base runners so far for Air Force. Here's the 1-1. High and away. 2 balls and a strike. Short lead at first, but the runner stays put. He faked a move to second. Rundy can't find the zone on that pitch, and it dropped low. 3 balls and a strike. See if Logan can get another one of those ground balls, but this time to a defender. The pitch. There's a strike. Got a little extra on that pitch. And the fastball was thrown by Burdine, who looked like he had the red light. Now the count's full. We'll see if the runner's going with nobody out. Pickoff move to first. Logan may be thinking the same thing. We're ready for the 3-2. And here it comes from Rundy. Ground ball, just foul to the right. Another decent crowd, a lot of Iowa fans in this area. Could very well be more Air Force fans here, though. Not a lack of effort from the Hawkeye fans, just quite a few Air Force folks here as well. They're occupying the seats behind the third base dugout. Pace of this game has slowed down quite a bit. This at bat in particular. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Rundy has the sign that he likes. He kicks and fires. Called third strike. Backdoor breaking ball. Burdine doesn't like it. He strikes out for the second time tonight. Great pitch from Rundy. And you got to be impressed with the trust that he had to throw that. In a situation where you really need to throw a strike, I think it's commonplace to think, okay, well, I guess just go to my fastball and let him hit it. But he went off speed, low outside, a little bit of a backdoor action, and it got Burdine for the first out of the inning. Luke Elmore is the hitter now. He singled and scored. He led off the second inning. Still a runner at first for Air Force. Rundy has forced several ground balls today. Could use another one to start a double play. 1-0 pitch. This is a line drive, deep center. Risley moving back. Miles on the run. He caught up to it and made the grab. He crashes into the wall and gets the ball in quickly. No tag from the runner at first, Taylor, and he has to go back to first. He was just about to second base. Risley got on his horse, full sprint, straightaway center, and he made the play. Best contact of the night for Air Force, and it results in an out. Here's Caden Bradshaw. Logan struck him out an inning ago. 2 outs, runner at first. 2-1 Air Force with the lead in the third. First pitch from Rundy. Swing and a miss. Delgado actually couldn't bring it in because it was a foul ball. Bradshaw just barely got a piece of it, so the runner at first, Taylor, has to go back. Play called dead due to it being a foul ball. Delgado popped up, didn't have the ball. Deflected off the bat. And then the glove of Delhi. Logan's done a nice job getting ahead early, 0-1. He's thrown 52 pitches. A little bit high for the third inning, but not helped there when he hits Bradshaw in the thigh. And so the inning continues for Air Force. Third hit batter of the game from Rundy. Rundy hasn't walked a guy, but he's hit 3. And so now the inning continues. Neednagel is up. He grounded out to Schulte off a deflection from Rundy back in the second inning. First and second, 2 outs. Falcons lead it 2-1. Rundy trying to get Iowa into the dugout and get the hitters back in the box. Logan's ready. First pitch. Ground ball right side. Gable's got it. He'll flip it to second for the force out, and that'll do it for the Falcons in the third. Iowa trails 2-1. Rundy does a nice job to keep the Falcons off the scoreboard despite the traffic. We'll bring you the fourth right after this. The Hawkeyes look to even it up, possibly take the lead when we come back. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Whether they roll the dough or pour the joe, bake the bread or greet instead, your team goes the extra mile, and they deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. For plans that cover businesses of all sizes, Delta Dental customizes. With employer costs as low as $0, you can offer benefits and be a hero. Affordable coverage is a click away. Visit deltadentalia.com today.
Hey everyone, David Kahn here. It's time to play ball. The 2026 season is upon us, and the best way to get in the game is by listening to College Sports Now's official baseball podcast, Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers. Each week, we'll have exclusive interviews with players and coaches that take you inside the locker room as we unpack the top stories of teams all across the country. We're delivering our best fastball, so step into the batter's box and tee us up. Available wherever you podcast on the College Sports Now feed or on YouTube. Just search Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers.
Hawk fans, experience your home away from home at Coralville's finest all-suite hotels. Homewood Suites and Home 2 Suites by Hilton. Each offer guests with those spacious suites complimentary breakfast, 24-hour fitness center, pool, hot tub, guest laundry, and convenient locations. Let their warm and friendly staff take care of you and your family when you visit Hawkeye Country. And your visit to Hawkeye Country might be a little sooner than previously thought, as Iowa will host UW-Platteville on this upcoming Tuesday, February 17th. Supposed to be upper 50s, low 60s in Iowa City. That's perfect. Come on out to Banks, 3 o'clock. 3:05 first pitch on Tuesday against UW-Platteville. Come spend the afternoon with us, and then in the evening, walk on over to Carver. Iowa will host Nebraska in another big matchup. Iowa ran into a pretty tough opponent, Purdue, today, and the Boilers beat the Hawkeye basketball team. But Iowa gets another shot at a top team in the Big Ten, looking for a signature win. Iowa and Nebraska on Tuesday night at 8 o'clock. But come get your appetizer at Banks. Iowa and UW-Platteville, 3 o'clock. Here's Cooper Schulte driving the first pitch that he sees to deep center, and it knocks off the base of the wall. Schulte with a stand-up double to start the fourth inning. He crushed that baby. Straightaway center is 410. He hit it about 405, and he burned the center fielder. Great contact from Coop. That ball was destroyed. Cool, crisp night. Not much carry, but Coop's driving the ball like that. Wouldn't have needed much more. 410 to straightaway center, 345 to both corners, 390 in the gaps. Four massive light poles, 2 in each the left field and right field. Beyond the wall, up on those hills out there. Here's Tyler Guerin, the DH. He struck out in his first appearance of the season back in the second. Swings through a high fastball to start his second at bat. Medium-sized scoreboard in left field. Count is 0-1 on Guerin, the left-handed DH. Fouled it off, left side, 0-2. Iowa trails Air Force 2-1 in the fourth. Leadoff double from Cooper Schulte. Guerin down in the count, 0-2. Holst ready. Long pause. He's in a staring contest with Cooper at second. Now he pitches, and Tyler fouled it off the knob of the bat. Ball ricocheted over to the Air Force dugout to the left. Tyler did not react as though he got hit by that pitch. So it was in on the hands and hit the handle of the bat. Tyler with just 10 at-bats a season ago. He's 0 for 1 today. Here's the 0-2. That's in the dirt. And outside, that's a pretty good block there by Zapp. Iowa with 4 hits today. One of 5 with runners on, 0 of 4 with runners in scoring position. Opportunity here for Tyler. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Guerin strikes out. And he's the first out of the inning. That brings up Iowa's third baseman, Jackson Frost. Frost doubled down the left field line in the second. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Infield playing Jackson to pull over to that left side. Schulte the runner at second. First pitch to Jackson's in the dirt for ball 1. Outfield for Air Force playing straight up against Frost. 1 ball, no strikes with 1 out. Schulte, the runner at second base after the leadoff double. The pitch. Jackson skies it in the air right side. Foul ground, first baseman giving it a look. He'll run out of room. And that will find the seats foul. Count even at 1. Schulte with a great lead at second. The pitch. That's upstairs. Good take from Jackson. Josh Holst, the pitcher for Air Force, like Rundy, has not issued a walk yet. He's got 4 strikeouts. Iowa has hit him a bit. A couple of doubles. One by Schulte in this inning, the other by Frost, who's in the box right now. Schulte takes off for third. The pitch is low. Throw to third is late. And then Schulte overslid the bag and is tagged out. Third base coach Dave Pearson arguing with the third base umpire that Hanoyan, the third baseman, kept the tag on Schulte and pushed his leg off the bag. Third base umpire Matt McKendry not having it. And Schulte is out at third. Cooper had beaten it. 3-1. Jackson takes for a strike, 3-2. And now the bases are empty with 2 outs. And now Air Force, they've got some spark in their dugout after a big-time play. Full count pitch to Frost. Here it comes. Strike 3 right at the knees. Schulte gets caught stealing, and that sucked the momentum out of this inning for Iowa. And the Hawkeyes ultimately go down in order. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Air Force leads it 2-1. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Our mission at Oak Knoll is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through life care. I'm Steve Rowe, CEO. We are a not-for-profit life plan community and have served the Iowa City area for 58 years. Oak Knoll is located near the University of Iowa Hospitals and Clinics, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Hancher Auditorium, and downtown Iowa City. Visit our website at oakknoll.com to learn more. We are a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Go Hawks!
At Mid-American Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Bottom of the 4th inning coming up. It'll be 9-1-2 for Air Force, who has the 2-1 lead over Iowa. And the Hawkeyes, opportunities in the first and second. Scored in the second, did not score in the first. Went down 1-2-3 in the third, and then a leadoff double by Cooper Schulte in the 4th, followed by a strikeout. And then Schulte was caught stealing second to third. And Jackson Frost struck out a couple pitches later. That 4th inning felt a little bit deflating. Need a 0 from Logan Rundy and the Iowa defense now. Iowa has been knocking at the door. Haven't been able to stack many hits together. But for right now, Logan Rundy is on for the 4th inning. He's thrown 3. Given up 5 hits, 2 runs, 4 strikeouts, no walks for Rundy. 54 pitches through 3 innings. He faces TJ Oster, who singled and scored in the second. Oster, the 9-hitter. Right-handed batter for the Falcons. Rundy's fastball is outside. The count is 1-1. Air Force coming to the dish in the fourth. In the first, second, and third, their leadoff hitters have singled. Rundy trying to stop that here, the 1-1. This is popped up on the infield, should get the job done. Wolf comes down the line at first. Caleb looks up into the night Arizona sky and makes the catch. And for the first time tonight, Iowa has retired the leadoff hitter. So Rundy will be able to continue pitching from the windup. And we'll flip things to the top of the order. Trip Garish, the DH. He's been on twice today. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it in the air left side. Cool and crisp night tonight in the Phoenix area. 64 degrees currently, but 0 humidity. It's just perfect. 0-1. Fouled off, similar spot, left side. And that'll find the seats about 20 rows back. Be quite a change for Iowa next weekend going to the Miami area. It's supposed to be mid-80s at FAU. Here's the 0-2. This is line to left. Narrett coming forward. Joe dove, and he caught it! Oh, boy, what a grab by Joe Narrett in left. Had to have it. Boy, if he doesn't come up with that, Garish is still running. That's the second outstanding diving catch of the weekend for Joey Narrett. What a play. Robbed Garish of extra bases. That was slicing away from Joe towards the line, and he sprinted forward and made the great play. Hanoi in the batter now for Air Force, and he takes strike one. Big gap in left center. Left-handed hitter for the Falcons. Rundy just missed there downstairs. Air Force with 2 runs on 5 hits. They've left 6 on. Iowa 1 run, 4 hits, leaving 3. Ball and a strike on Hanoian. Line drive past Wolf at first. Strohmeyer trying to get to the ball. It'll get all the way to the corner. Hanoian around second, heading for third. No, he'll stop there at second. And he will stick there for a double. Caleb didn't have a play on it down the first base line. That was pulled hard by him. And kept scooting all the way into the corner. Interesting there by Hanoian. He was at second base when Strohmeyer picked up that ball, and he stayed put. 2 outs for Walker Zapp, who Iowa has held in check so far today. Need to do it one more time now in the 4th. First pitch from Rundy. High fly ball, left center field. Risley moving back, and now he's camped under it. Miles looks up, and he makes the catch for the 3rd out. Good contact there for Zapp, but nothing doing for the Falcons. We're through 4 here at Salt River Fields in Scottsdale. It's Air Force 2 and Iowa 1. We're back with Delgado, Narrett, and Mitchell when we come back. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. We lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
You power your day with passion and purpose. It's the same for Alliant Energy. We're modernizing the grid, blending new, renewable, and traditional energy sources to meet growing demand safely and reliably. We're rising to the challenge to meet your energy needs today and for generations to come. Visit alliantenergy.com/poweringbeyond to learn more.
At the game or at home, Wimmer's premium quality hot dogs and sausages will score with family and friends. Take the highest quality beef and pork and you get the best tasting hot dog. Wimmer's, the official hot dog of the Hawkeyes. All right, 2-1 is our score. We've moved right along in this one. We're in the fifth. Air Force with the lead. Iowa's had traffic, base runners, and pressure on Holst, but so far he's done a good enough job to keep the Iowa offense in check. You feel a breakthrough coming, though. Schulte had a leadoff double back in the fourth and then was caught stealing, trying to swipe third in a play where Schulte beat the throw, but the third baseman, Hanoyan, kept the tag on him, and Schulte either slid through the bag or by the time his hands cleared the bag, that moment before his knee or his foot caught up on the backside, Hanoyan kept the tag on, and that was crucial in the fourth. That stopped any momentum that the Hawkeyes had in that inning, and Iowa went down quietly after that. 2-1 Air Force in the fifth. Matt Delgado is the leadoff hitter, and after taking strike one, the next pitch on its way is a breaking ball at the letters, evening the count 1-1. Holst out of the windup, the left-hander deals, and Delgado watched it bounce on the plate for ball one. Ball two, rather. It's 2-1. Next pitch to Delgado. Chopper to third. On a one-hop to Hanoyan. He steps, he throws, and retires Matt for out number one. That brings up Joe Narrett. Narrett singled in the second, but he's made a game-changing play out in left field with the diving catch in the bottom of the fourth. We'll see if his offense can continue. Pretty aggressive batter. He swung at the first pitch that he saw in the second and singled into right. Takes that one out of the zone. He's the 9-hitter for Iowa today. Left-handed hitter. 1-0 is high. Ball two. Joe is one of those players for Iowa. He knows where the weight room's at. 2-0 pitch is grounded right side, and that's a fair ball. Diving stop by the first baseman. There will be no play as Narrett has speed down the first baseline, and he's on with his second single of the day. The ball rode the first baseline, and it was a heck of an effort by Elmore. He dove into foul ground once it cleared the bag to stop that ball. Pitcher Holst was a bit late for Air Force covering the bag. Wouldn't have mattered anyway as Narrett was quickly down the line. He's got some speed. Now to the top of the order, Gable Mitchell's up. Iowa trails by one in the fifth. Narrett with a short lead at first, and Holst will check on him. Joe was all over it. He was able to walk back to the bag. Mitchell 0 for 2 today. Narrett takes off. The pitch is high and out. Throw to second. Not even close. Close on the target, but very late. And Narrett moves up to second. That's his second stolen base of the game. In scoring position with one out, and a lot of good hitters coming up now for Iowa. Got to find a way to get this one tied up at the very least. 1-0 is the count on Gable. Narrett the runner at second with one out. They'll check on him and throw it high. The shortstop, Neednagel, had to leap all the way up to prevent that from going into center. And a balk is called on Holst. Home plate umpire popped up over the left shoulder of the catcher and very audibly yelled out, "That's a balk." And so Narrett will get third. We'll have time called by the Air Force staff. And their pitching coach is heading out to the mound. He'll pull all the infielders onto the mound to have a discussion. There is a right-hander getting loose for the Falcons down the left field line. Iowa has a few bodies in its bullpen down the right field line. Nobody throwing. And the Hawkeyes have a good shot here to tie this one up with Gable Mitchell, a great contact hitter with some power as well. And you add to the fact that Gable's 0 for 2 today, you know he's due. It doesn't take much to make Gable get going here. Corners in for Air Force. Runner at third is Narrett with one out. The pitch to Gable, that's high. Gable hasn't seen much to hit yet. One away in the Hawkeye fifth. Tying run at third. Next pitch to Gable. Here it comes. High pop up, shallow left. Shortstop going back. Neednagel runs into Taylor. Taylor makes the catch, not deep enough to drive home the run. And Narrett has to stay at third. Gable just got under it. Now it's up to Caleb Wolf with 2 outs. Can the Hawkeyes collect a 2-out hit? First pitch to Wolfie. Low and out. That's a ball. One ball, no strikes with 2 outs. Runner at third. The pitch. Outside. Hitters count for Caleb, who was hit by a pitch, and he's got a ground out today. The 2-0. Low and out. You assume red light here for Caleb. Instead, he swings at the 3-0 pitch and hits a soft roller back to the pitcher. Holst dishes it over to first to retire the side. Boy, the Hawks cannot bring home those runners in scoring position. It's biting them to this point. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth, 2-1, Air Force with the lead. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Despite the unshakable Iowa-Corn Cy-Hawk rivalry, there is one thing Iowa State and University of Iowa fans can both agree on: getting hyped for Unleaded 88. It's cleaner burning and better for your engine, and it's cheaper than other fuel options, making Unleaded 88 the clear fuel choice. If Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk rivals can agree on it, you know it's worth the hype. So pump it up with Unleaded 88, grown by Iowa corn farmers.
Country sensation Carly Pierce is coming to Riverside Casino and Golf Resort Saturday, March 7th. She lit a fire with her debut album, Every Little Thing, and hasn't slowed down since, with hits like What He Didn't Do and Heels Overhead, to duets like I Hope You're Happy Now. She's sure to burn up our event center stage. Grab your tickets now at riversidecasinoandresort.com or visit our gift shop.
2-1 Air Force with the lead over Iowa. The Hawkeyes have done a great job offensively setting the table, but have failed to get that timely hit. They're knocking on the door, Hawkeye fans. They're right there. Now the key is to keep Air Force off the board. It's 2-1 Falcons. We're in the bottom of the fifth. This game is moving quickly, folks, which is all good when the Hawks are pitching and on defense. Offensively, I don't think we'd mind a long inning, right? Logan Rundy just dealing his final warm-up pitch, and he'll take the mound for the fifth. He's done a nice job for Iowa today. 4 innings, 6 hits, just 2 earned, 4 strikeouts, no walks. He's thrown 64 pitches, had a much more efficient fourth. 2 flyouts, a pop-up on the infield. Air Force did have a double in there, but he stranded that runner. Christian Taylor is the batter. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Rundy starts with a strike. And here's the 0-1. That's upstairs for a ball. A lot of times tonight, Logan has been ahead 0-1. He's doing a really nice job being around the zone. Air Force has put the ball in play and had a few hits off of him. Here's a ground ball to short. Cooper welcomes it in. Schulte steps and throws. 1 down. And in back-to-back innings now, Rundy has retired the leadoff hitter. That's been a good sign. 2-1 Air Force. The Falcons with 6 hits to Iowa's 5. Air Force scored in the second inning. That's where all the scoring in this game has come from. Another first pitch strike from Rundy. Going to have to go back and look at all the first pitch strikes that he's thrown. I can't really think of a time where he didn't. I think we're at probably 85% of the time. Changeup sailed low and away. 1-1 now on Burdine, who's 0 for 2. Is a pair of strikeouts. Logan's had his number this evening. Infield shifted over to the right. Schulte playing directly behind second base. Here comes the 1-1 from Rundy, and that's low, 2-1. Where'd that miss? Just inside, apparently, according to home plate umpire Clint Fagan. Off speed, just in, and now it's 3-1. Maybe it dropped a bit low, too. Rundy gets right back in the zone, and Burdine swings and fouls it straight back. Full count now. 1 away, bases are clear. Rundy winds and fires. Swing and a miss. He got Burdine to chase, and that's the hat trick for Rundy. 3 strikeouts of the Air Force right fielder, 2 away in the Falcon 5th. First pitch is an off-speed delivery from Rundy that missed outside. So there's one time that I can think of now that Logan has not started ahead. Bases are clear with 2 outs. The count is 1-0 on Elmore. 1 for 2 this evening. Right-handed hitter. He skies this one to right. Strohmeyer angling back. Kellen looking up. He's camped. He's got it for the 3rd out. And for the first time tonight, Logan Rundy sets down the Falcons in order, 1, 2, 3, and he's greeted by his teammates outside of the dugout. Nicely done for Logan. He's through 5, doing a nice job against this Air Force offense. Can the Iowa offense come through now? We'll head to the 6th with the Falcons leading the Hawkeyes 2-1. This is Iowa baseball from Learfield.
Whether they roll the dough or pour the joe, bake the bread or greet instead. Your team goes the extra mile, and they deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. For plans that cover businesses of all sizes, Delta Dental customizes. With employer costs as low as $0, you can offer benefits and be a hero. Affordable coverage is a click away. Visit deltadentalia.com today.
At Mid-American Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
Top of the sixth inning, Iowa trailing Air Force 2-1. It's been a pitcher's duel between Logan Rundy and Josh Holst. Each pitcher threw 5 innings, and there have been no walks. So around the strike zone, Iowa will have 3, 4, and 5. Risley, Strohmeyer, and Schulte due up. Risley 1 for 2. Singled in the first, struck out in the third. He gets his third look at Holst. Now in the sixth. Sharp fastball outside, ball 1. Iowa, as we've alluded to a few times here, they've done all right getting base runners on, but just 1 of 8 when those runners do get on. There's a strike from Holst, bottom of the zone. 0 for 7 today with runners in scoring position. 1 for 8 with runners on. 1-1 count. The pitch to Risley. High and out. Ball 2. Risley with a half swing, he went through the zone. Did not draw contact, and it's 2-2. Holst out of the windup, he pitches the 2-2 to Risley. Miles popped it foul. That will leave the stadium over my head to the right. We'll do it again at 2-2. Here it comes to Miles. Low, ball 3. Iowa looking to get the leadoff hitter on. 3-2. Risley hits a ground ball through into left field. In between short and third. And Miles with a great at-bat, long at-bat. And it produces. High fastball out in front of it a bit. Found its way through into left. Leadoff single for Risley. He stands at first base. Here's Kellen Strohmeyer. Stroh is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a ground out. Check on Miles at first. He dives back. No issue there. The Hawkeyes have tried to run on Air Force a few times today. Joe Narrett has been very successful with 2 stolen bases. See if Risley takes off. Holst is a left-handed pitcher, so he's got the perfect sight line over to first, looking right at him the whole time. Risley has a stolen base today. We'll see if he gets active again. First pitch of the at-bat to Strohmeyer. Kellen flies it to left. Shallow left. Taylor coming forward, loses his ball cap near the line, makes the catch. One away. Cooper Schulte is up now for Iowa. He clubbed a double over the center fielder's head to lead off the fourth. We'll see if Schulte faces Holst or if it's somebody new. We've got a mound visit coming for Air Force. They've had a right-hander throwing for some time. And we'll see if they take the ball from him. Be Schulte's third time seeing this starter for Air Force. Cooper won the last battle. And Air Force will go to the bullpen. So Cooper will see a new pitcher for the Falcons. We will take a pitching change break and be back to introduce the reliever for Air Force right after this, with the Falcons leading it 2-1. And Miles Risley, the runner at first, and one out. New pitcher into the game for Cooper Schulte when we come back. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Go for the big Honda savings. Save thousands on the new Honda today with 0.99% financing. Go for the selection and inventory. Honda cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs are on sale. Get as low as 0.99% APR on a new 2025 Ridgeline. Go for the most car and driver 10 best awards with 98 trophies. Search your local Honda dealer today. See dealer for financing details. Financing on credit approval offer ends 3/2/26.
You might think Iowa grows corn, but the truth is, corn grows Iowa. Corn can even fuel your drive to watch the Hawkeyes play when you choose Unleaded 88. It's a fuel that's cheaper, cleaner, and greener. Plus, it's homegrown, making Unleaded 88 the clear choice at the pump and totally worth the hype. So as you head to cheer on the Hawkeyes this season, don't just fuel up. Pump it up with Unleaded 88. Find Unleaded 88 at a station near you. Go to iowacorn.org/88.
New pitcher into the game for Air Force is a right-handed junior, Bowen Brantingham. Fastball slider mix. Tall right-hander, so different than what we've seen from Holst. Not a ton of velo here. Upper 80s with the fastball. And his slider is upper 70s. Low to mid 80s with a changeup that he throws very seldomly. Mainly 50-50 mix on a fastball and slider for Brantingham, who made 16 appearances a season ago. He started 4 games, 8.73 ERA. A little bit wild with 19 walks, had 27 strikeouts, gave up 40 hits. Opponents batted .288 against him. Iowa trails Air Force 2-1 in the 6th. Runner at first is Risley, and the batter is Schulte. Schulte 1 for 2 tonight. He gets the first look of Brantingham. First pitch is a fastball downstairs. Good backhand stop by Zapp behind the dish. A lot of room in the left center gap if Schulte can get turned around on one. First we'll wait on a check to first. Risley is dirtying his uniform with as many times as he's had to dive back to first today. Count is 1-0. And I'll check on Miles again. Risley flinching a bit. He might be going. Brantingham has a slow time to the plate. So Iowa's ready to run. And for the third time, they'll throw it over. This one short hopped to the first baseman, Elmore, who picked it nicely off the dirt. 3 times in a row they've checked on Riz. He's got a standard lead at first, but Miles is quick. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Outside, ball 2. Top of the 6th inning, Air Force 2, Iowa 1. Hitters count for Schulte. 2 balls and no strikes with 1 out. Risley the runner at first. The pitch. Ground ball, foul. Bounced off the plate. Risley with a good lead at first. The count is 2-1 on Schulte. Righty on righty matchup. We'll wait a minute with another throw over to first base. Air Force has identified Risley as a speed threat. He's got a stolen base already today. Iowa's been successful in their attempts, with the exception of Schulte. Here's the 2-1. There goes Miles. This ball is lined to right. Uh-oh, double trouble. Caught by the right fielder. He quickly gets it into first, and the Hawkeyes are doubled up. Just bad luck. Boy, I tell you. Schulte hit it on a line right to the right fielder. Risley had taken off. He was at second when the ball was caught, and Iowa gets doubled up. Not much you can do there. 2-1, Air Force maintains its lead. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Back in a moment. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Get ready, Hawkeye fans. New head coach Ben McCullum and the Iowa men's basketball team are ready to hit the hardwood.
He's working hard into the corner. Catch, hits a 3. Oh, talk about catch and shoot.
Carver Hawkeye Arena is heating up. Witness the electrifying plays in person and be a part of the roaring Carver crowd. Take in all the action happening at Carver Hawkeye Arena by visiting HawkeyeSports.com on Iowa, and go Hawks.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists. Shop the sales and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Oak Knoll's mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 59 years. Oak Knoll is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Healthcare Campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City. A proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oakknoll.com to learn more. For all things college baseball, including live games and talk, tune into SiriusXM College Sports Radio, channel 84, and streaming on the SiriusXM app. Well, we've got a dogfight with Air Force here, 2-1. The Falcons with the lead, bottom of the 6th. Iowa has run into some bad luck offensively. Most recently in that last inning, a line out turned into a double play. Logan Rundy pitching for Iowa into the 6th. Here's a bunt attempt from Air Force's Caden Bradshaw, and he knocked it foul. And so Logan starts ahead once more. Bradshaw 0 for 1 today, hit by a pitch his last time up in the 3rd. 6 hits apiece. Air Force leading 2-1. Rundy out of the windup. Here comes the 1-1. Check swing. They'll send it down to first. He went around. And it's 1-2. Each team has struck out 5 times tonight. No walks issued. 6 hits apiece. Iowa 1 of 10 with runners on. Air Force 2 of 12. Quick pitch there from Rundy. He shortened his windup and misfired up and in, 2-2. Logan looks to get back in the zone. Here's the pitch. Dropped low with the off-speed. Full count. Back-to-back pitches out of the zone from Rundy. Full count. Just underway in the bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Rundy got the chase from Bradshaw. 6th strikeout of the outing for Rundy. And he fights off Bradshaw for out number 1. Here's Neednagel, the shortstop for the Falcons. Left-handed hitter. First pitch just low from Logan. Neednagel stands in with an open stance, and his front foot, he's on his very, very, very tiptoe. Here's the 1-0. Smack down the left field line. That will angle foul to even the count at 1-1. Another quick pitch there from Rundy. Here's a bunt down the third base line. Delgado scoops it up, and he's late on the throw to first. Rundy altering his windup. But that time, you just tip your cap to Neednagel, who laid a perfect bunt down that third base line. Would have been a challenging play for Rundy. Delgado actually made an accurate throw as he spun after picking the ball up. We'll have time called, and here comes Coach Heller. When we see Coach Heller, that typically means the end of the starter's outing, and that will do it for Logan Rundy. Responsible for the runner at first base and exiting the game. We will introduce the new Iowa pitcher after this pitching change break. Air Force leads it 2-1 in the bottom of the 6th. They've got a runner at first and 1 out. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments, they're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/everymoment to find a plan right for you.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists. Shop the sales and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Bottom of the 6th inning in Scottsdale. Air Force holding a 2-1 lead. They've had the lead since the 2nd inning. And the Falcons batting in the 6th. They've got a runner at first base and 1 out. And the new pitcher into the game for the Hawkeyes is the right-handed senior Gannon Archer from Adel. Competed at Van Meter High School, started his career at Kirkwood, and has been with the Hawkeyes for the past few seasons now. career stats here at Iowa, he's 3-2 with a 5.04 ERA in 22 appearances. Made 14 appearances in 2024, just 8 appearances last year. Did have a start and a save a season ago through just 8 innings for the Hawkeyes last year. Gave up 11 hits, 3 runs, and was even with 6 strikeouts and 6 walks. Saw more action in 24. Ran into a little injury deal last season, and he's healed up and ready to go now for the Hawkeyes. He comes in out of the bullpen to relieve Logan Rundy, who turned in a very solid start for the Hawks. We'll give you the final line as soon as that runner at first base is accounted for, because he belongs to Rundy at this time. Archer into the game to pitch for the Hawks. He'll go from the stretch. He'll face the 9-hitter Oster. Neednagel, the runner, at first base. Air Force leads it 2-1. It's getting kind of late now. Iowa scored in the top of the second. Air Force responded with 2 in the bottom half. Zeros across the board since then. First pitch of the at-bat to Oster. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Archer with an over-the-top delivery. Really pulls down hard on the ball. Releases from, basically 11 o'clock. And that ball had some dirty downward movement on it. 0-1. The pitch. That's high. Key with Oster is to get ahead and then finish him off. Iowa has done okay. 1 for 2 today for Oster. He singled and scored in the second inning. And he popped up back in the fourth. 1 out in the Air Force 6. The Falcons lead it 2-1. Archer from the stretch. The tall right-hander is ready, and he kicks and fires. Outside for ball 2. Oster ahead here. The 2-1 is up and in for ball 3. You look at the 4 pitches that Gannon has thrown. He got a chase on the swing through. And then the 3 that Oster has taken haven't been as close as Gannon would like them. Counts 3-1. Here's the pitch. Bounced in front of the plate, ball 4. First walk issued in the game today. And Gannon needs to find the strike zone. Top of the order now, Garish coming up. He's made some good contact for Air Force today. A fly out to left that Narrett robbed him of extra bases with a diving snag. 1 out, runners at first and second. Archer deals high and away, ball 1. Time called by Delgado. He's going to go out there and talk to Gannon. Iowa does not have anybody throwing off of a mound, and now there's some action going with some pace. Right-hander getting loose now for Iowa. Brief mound visit there from Delgado. One-0 pitch. That's over for strike 1. Whatever Matt said, it worked. Count even at 1 with 1 out, runners at first and second for the Falcons. They lead it 2-1. Here's the pitch. Same spot, strike number 2. Garish turns away in disgust. On to the next pitch here, Gannon. Let's see what you got. Huge spot. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Gannon got him to go chasing. Archer went with the changeup that rode the outside portion of the zone, and Garish just threw his hands at it. Nice recovery from Gannon. 2 down for Hanoyan, who the Hawkeyes have not retired today. 2 hits and was also hit by a pitch. He stands in from the left side. First pitch from Gannon. Strike 1. Iowa has Guerin, Frost, and Delgado due up in the 7th. The 0-1. Just outside, 1-1. Air Force leading 2-1. And Archer and the Hawkeyes trying to hold it here. 1-1 pitch. Just high. 2 balls and a strike. Gannon trying to get back in the zone. The pitch. Low, ball 3. First and second and 2 outs. The 3-1 delivery from Archer. Where'd that miss? Just up and in, apparently. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded for Zapp. Just high, I guess, from Gannon. And for the first time today, Iowa feels like they're in a bit of trouble here. But 2 outs, just 1 more to get. Zapp, the right-handed hitter, 0 for 3 today. First pitch from Gannon. Inside corner, strike 1. Good start from Arch. Huge spot in the game. Bottom of the 6th. Air Force leading 2-1. 0-1 delivery. Line drive, left center field. Narrett, Risley on the run. Risley got it! Sprinting over from his position in center. Oh boy, off the bat looked like major trouble, and it was, but Risley caught up to it and made the play. Air Force leaves them loaded, and Iowa still in it, trailing 2-1. We'll bring you the 7th inning right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
The silly moments, the proud moments, even the hard moments, they're what make life remarkable. And they're why Wellmark Blue Cross and Blue Shield is here for every moment. Committed to making healthcare better, more affordable, with more choices for care. And service and coverage that give you peace of mind no matter what comes your way. So you can show up for every tender moment, every brave moment, and every wouldn't miss it for the world moment, knowing that Blue is here for you. Go to wellmark.com/everymoment to find a plan right for you.
Hawk fans, be sure to visit and connect with the official Des Moines local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes, Aplos, and Community Choice Credit Union. Do you smell that? No, it's not just toast. That's the smell of your car payment becoming toast. Move your car loan to Community Choice and toast those payments for 99 days. Get started at unbankyourride.com. Loan subject to credit approval and analysis.
This scoreboard update is brought to you by Community Choice Credit Union, home of unbanking, where when your bank treats you like a member, treats you like a number and not a member, tell them no thank you. All right, let's take a look at some of the scores around the Big Ten today. Michigan up on Stanford 4-1 in the 6th. Ohio State leading St. Louis 6-3 in the 7th inning. Nebraska and Northeastern are tied at 4. Northeastern is Iowa's opponent tomorrow here at this ballpark at 2 o'clock Central Time. A couple other scores. Let's see, Washington and Wake Forest just underway in Puerto Rico. USC on top of Pepperdine 2-0 early on in LA. Here in Scottsdale, Iowa trails Air Force 2-1. Have been knocking on the door all game long. Tyler Guerin leads off the inning in the box. The DH, left-handed hitter, and he takes strike one. Brantingham, the reliever, he's pitching for Air Force. Tall drink of water out there on the mound. Tall right-hander from the windup, delivers the 0-1. Guerin, watch it sail outside, 1-1. Tyler 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts today. The Hawks have been right around. A lot of traffic, knocking at the door, but Air Force not going to let us in. We've got to kick that door down. 1-1 pitch to Guerin. Outside corner, strike 2. Tyler shaking his head, doesn't like it. We're in the 7th inning. It's getting late, but Iowa down by just 1. Here's the 1-2 to Guerin. Ground ball right back up the middle, off of Branningham's foot and into left center field. Tyler is on with a leadoff single. Got Branningham right in the cleat, and you could hear that thud all the way up here. Looks like he's okay. He wasn't physically hobbling around. Tyler with a leadoff single, and now the Hawkeyes will have a pinch runner. Jalen Ziegler will come in and run for Guerin. Jay-Z, probably the fastest guy on the team. Don't let Gable Mitchell hear that, but Jay-Z's got speed. Iowa has been very active trying to steal bases. I don't know if Jay-Z's in the game to steal, possibly, but with a batter like Jackson Frost up, you trust Jackson to put it in play. Although he did strike out his last time up, he does have a double in the run scored today. Ziegler, the runner at first now. Frost in the box. Pitches in the dirt. Jay-Z takes off. Throw down is into center field. Jay-Z pops up from second. Ziegler's headed for third, and he's there. So he was ready to be aggressive. He read that downward angle. Pitch was in the dirt. He took off. He was going to be safe anyway. And the ball from the catcher's zap to the second baseman took a sharp right turn on its way out there. And now the Hawks are really in business. Runner at third, nobody out. What an opportunity now for Iowa. The tying run at third. And Jackson Frost in the box. Count is 1-0. Corners in for Air Force. Branningham ready. The pitch. Strike. Low outside corner. Firm fastball. Sack fly will do it. Base hit will do it. Ground ball up the middle will do it. We'd be tied. Frost trying to put the ball in play. The 1-1. Swing and a miss. Chased one in the dirt. Matt Delgado is on deck. Followed by Joey Narrett. This is the bottom portion of the order for Iowa, but good hitters down here. Frost being one of them, but he's down in the count here 1-2. Branningham ready. The pitch to Jackson. Hit in the air to right. This is deep enough to bring home the run. Burdine is camped underneath it. He makes the catch for the out. Ziegler tags and scores. We are tied at 2. on the sacrifice fly from Jackson Frost. Sac flies have been how Iowa has scored its runs today. 2-2 now in the 7th. And Matthew Delgado will look to get it started once again. Branningham kicks and fires strike one past Delgado. So the throwing error, the second one of the game by Zapp, the catcher, that one is costly. And we're now tied in the 7th. Here's the 0-1 to Delgado. Ground ball left side, just to the left of the bag at third, and foul. Holst got the start for Air Force, went 5 1/3. Very solid outing for him, 6 hits. 1 run, no walks. He struck out 5 Hawkeyes. Brantingham, the first arm out of the bullpen for Air Force. Next pitch to Delgado. Bounced in front of the plate with the off speed. Matt laid off. Ball and 2 strikes on Delgado, the Iowa catcher. 0 for 2 this evening. Next pitch from Branningham. Line drive past Coach Pearson at third. And that's foul. Delgado hanging tough. Looking to find his way on base. Here's the 1-2. Ooh, hit him in the hand. He didn't go around. He is hit by the pitch. And the home plate umpire is going to bring him back. Matt tried to get away with one there. Pretty loud thud. That hit the knob of the bat. Foul ball. Delgado generating a laugh from all parties around home plate. Branningham readdresses the rubber and is ready for the next 1-2 pitch to Delgado. Here it comes. Soft tapper in front of the plate and foul. Iowa fans getting behind Delgado here. They appreciate the effort. This is a lengthy at bat. Joey Narrett on deck. He is 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. And then the top of the order coming up. Iowa has tied it in the 7th. It's 2-2. 1-2 to Delgado. Got a piece of that one too and fouled it off a Zapp behind the plate. We'll do it again at 1-2. Here it comes. Called third strike. He threw him a spinner. Ooh, boy, that looked outside from up here. Delgado, who's been catching for Iowa all game, didn't love it. But he gets rung up for out number 2. Good try there from Delgado. But Branningham wins the battle. And here's Narrett with 2 outs, bases empty. Joe's done a nice job today, offensively and defensively. First pitch to Narrett. Curveball in for a strike. Oh, 1 to Narrett. Line drive, center field, base hit. Oh boy, it's kicking away from the center fielder. It got all the way to the wall. Narrett around first, headed for second. He will stop there. A ball that tailed away from the center fielder. Narrett has a double. He is 3 for 3 today. That was firmly hit out there to center, and it skirted away from Bradshaw. Narrett's got speed. You could tell he wanted to go to third, but Bradshaw did a nice job hitting his cut man to get the ball in quickly and accurately. Iowa with a chance to take the lead if Gable Mitchell could get a base hit. Top of the order. Gable 0 for 3 today. It's 2-2 in the top of the 7th. Gable in the box. First pitch to Mitchell. That's low and in, ball 1. Air Force head coach, he is out in front of their dugout, kind of pacing around. Looks like he'll stick with Branningham for now. They have a right-hander getting loose in the pen. Count is 1-0 on Mitchell. Narrett, the runner at second. The pitch. Gable chased one in the dirt. It kicked away from Zapp for a moment, but he locates and possesses it quickly enough where Narrett has to stay at second. Don't see Gable chase too much of that. Mitchell looking for a clutch hit for the Hawkeyes. 2-2 ball game, top of the 7th. Runner at second and 2 outs. 1-1 to Mitchell. Line drive into right. It gets down for a base hit. Narrett around third. Here's the throw to the plate. Narrett's safe. Gable trying to take second. He is safe there, and Gable gives the Hawkeyes the lead. It's 3-2. Yes! Iowa breaks through in the 7th and regains the lead. 3-2 off the bat of Gable Mitchell. And now the Falcons will make the pitching change. We'll see how they score it for Gable. He winds up at second. Could be a single. Plus the advancement. I believe that's how it will be and should be scored. Narrett set the table with a 2-out double, and Mitchell drove him home. Iowa leads it 3-2. We'll take a pitching change break and be back right after this with Iowa now in the lead 3-2. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growling and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
We love it when the Hawkeyes do their thing, because if there's anyone who can appreciate building a legacy, it's John Deere. We've been growing our team since 1837, recruiting the best thinkers, doers, and makers to craft innovations that outpace the competition. Because whether it's cultivating the earth with a tractor or reshaping it with a 40-ton excavator, the machines we build are building America. Nothing runs like a Deere.
John Leo with you from the Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, Arizona. Iowa has taken the 3-2 lead in the top of the 7th inning, courtesy of Gable Mitchell's RBI single a moment ago. Things started out with a single from Tyler Guerin, who was replaced by Jalen Ziegler on the base pass. Ziegler would score on a sac fly from Jackson Frost. And then with 2 outs, Joey Narrett doubled, and Gable just drove him home, and it forced a pitching change for Air Force. They'll go with the sophomore right-hander Easton Miller. Fastball, slider, sweeper type of guy. and Iowa thinks that they can ride him out and get something good to hit. Has struggled with his command at times. 6'1", right-handed sophomore from Fort Collins. And he'll face Caleb Wolf first. Big insurance run out there. Gable Mitchell stands at second. 2 away. First pitch to Caleb. Line drive. That's another base hit, this time to left. Coach Pearson's giving Gable the wave. He'll score with ease. RBI single. Caleb Wolf. It's 4-2 Hawks. The timely hits, the 2-out hitting coming through now for the black and gold. And the Hawkeyes have scored 3 in the 7th to double up the Falcons. It's 4-2. Wolf, the runner at first base. Here's Miles Risley. First pitch to Riz. That's in for a strike. Short lead at first from Caleb Wolf. We're in the top of the 7th. Iowa leads it 4-2. Next pitch to Risley, down and in. Iowa has a right-hander in the bullpen. He's throwing one every maybe 2 or 3 game pitches down here. So he's either ready to go or he's just now getting, warmed up and not sure if we don't want to burn him down in the bullpen, so not sure if we're going to use him. We'll figure out what it is. Hard telling the number all the way down there. Iowa's got a couple of bullpen arms. They brought in Illinois State transfer Joe Husak to be the closer this year. A little early for that unless Joe could go 3 innings. I'm not sure about that, though. Risley swings at the 1-1, sends a towering fly ball down the left field line. Taylor is over. He's having trouble with it, and he made an acrobatic catch. Of course he did. Boy, he overran it, and at the last minute dove back into the field of play in fair territory to make the grab. But we shouldn't get too greedy. The Hawks get 3 runs and take the lead. 4-2, Iowa with the lead. It's time to stretch things out. The 7th inning stretch at the Salt River Fields in Scottsdale. Hawks 4, Falcons 2. We're back for the bottom of the 7th after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hawkeye Nation, the wait is over. Carver Hawkeye Arena is calling, and the Iowa men's basketball team is ready to light it up under new head coach Ben McCullum. It's his first year at the helm, and the Hawks are ready to fly with high-octane style of play that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Single game tickets are on sale now. Secure your seat, bring the energy, and help give the Hawks the home court advantage. Head to HawkeyeSports.com and grab your tickets today. Let's pack Carver and make this season one to remember. Go Hawks!
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, or just needs someone to listen, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
Bottom of the 7th inning. In Scottsdale, Iowa has just taken a 4-2 lead over Air Force, courtesy of a 3-run inning. Iowa hit around the Falcon bullpen there. And a new pitcher into the game for the Hawkeyes is Kyle Olivo, redshirt freshman, flamethrower. He redshirted last season for Iowa from Franklin, Wisconsin, attended St. Thomas More High School. Stands at 6'1", two-way player. If you were listening or following along yesterday, he got an at-bat yesterday in the 9th inning. And he will pitch for Iowa in the bottom of the 7th. Mid to upper 90s, we could say, with Kyle. Young flamethrower. And let's see what he's got. Able to pitch with the lead in the bottom of the 7th. 4 4-2 Hawks. And Iowa trying to, would imagine, get to Joe Husak out in the bullpen. Possibly Maddox Freeze out there as well. But first, Kyle Olivo needs to do his job and do it well here for the Hawks to keep this 4-2 lead. He'll face Taylor first, righty-on-righty matchup. First pitch of the career for Kyle Olivo is a strike. Outer third of the strike zone. And a good start from Kyle. Fired that in there. Now, quick pitch on the 0-1 outside, 1-1. So his first pitch from the windup had a slower motion. And then his second pitch, he went through it very rapidly and whipped it out of the zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kyle will slow it down now and winds and fires. Foul tip. Ricocheted off of Delgado, 1-2. Logan Rundy got the start for Iowa. He went 5 1/3, 7 hits, 2 runs, 6 strikeouts, no walks. That's a pretty good debut for Logan Rundy. 1-2 pitch from Olivo. Fly ball right side. That will be fouling out of play, and we'll do it again. Gannon Archer came in relief of Rundy in the middle of the 6th. Pitched 2/3 of an inning. No hits, no runs. He did walk 2, but he struck out 1. Olivo's 1-2 drifted outside to the right-handed hitting Taylor. Coach Heller was asked at Media Day last week about who could be coming in the game out of the bullpen. Who are some names to recognize? Olivo deals and strikes out Taylor. Front door slider started at the shoulder and wound up in the upper and inner quadrant of the strike zone. And Taylor is down on strikes. That's Olivo's first career strikeout. But back to the point that Coach Heller made not too long ago at Media Day. Olivo, one of those names thrown out there that could be a huge impact out of the Iowa bullpen. Off to a good start in the 7th. Coach also noted Maddox Freeze would be a big piece of the bullpen. He's down there now getting loose. 1-0. That's in there for a strike. Kyle's been dealing the fastball mid-90s. We've seen it get up to 96. That was 94. 1-1 pitch to Burdine. Goes off speed, just low. Maybe a bit outside as well. 2 balls and a strike. Good looking pitch there from Olivo. Bases are clear in the bottom of the 7th. Iowa leading 4-2. Next pitch from Olivo. This is hit well to center, but right to Risley. He's drifting over towards the left center gap, and he makes the catch, holding off Narrett and making the play. 2 down in the Falcon 7th. Two down for Luke Elmore. First pitch from Kyle just outside. Elmore, right-handed hitter, 1 for 3 tonight. Olivo out of the windup. He deals. Outside, ball 2. Kyle's digging at the base of the rubber a bit there, trying to carve out his spot where he starts his windup, and now he's ready with the 2-0. Outside again, ball 3. Falling behind 3-0. Assume the red light here for Elmore, but never know. We've seen a few batters swing at 3-0 pitches today. There's a strike from Olivo, keeping the at-bat going. Elmore was very good against Penn State yesterday, has a hit today against Iowa. The 3-1. There's another strike from Olivo. Loud round of applause from the Iowa fans down below. Can Kyle come all the way back? 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Olivo winds and fires. Just high. Went with the curveball and he hung it. And Olivo walks Elmore. Two down for Bradshaw. 0 for 2. Looks like we might have a pinch hitter here for Air Force. At the very least, it'll be a timeout called by the Falcons as their first base coach and Elmore, who was just walked, the runner at first, he and the first base coach jog over in front of the third base dugout for a meeting of the minds. We'll see what Air Force elects to do here. Iowa out in front 4-2 after a 3-run top of the 7th inning. A 2-out walk has kept the inning going for the Falcons. It appears it will be a pinch hitter for Air Force. Dawson Thrush. Right-handed hitter. First pitch from Olivo. That's about chin level for ball 1. Thrush had 16 at-bats a season ago, just 1 hit. 1-0 pitch. Low and out. Olivo's fallen behind 2 balls and no strikes. Delgado, the veteran catcher, will jog out and talk with the redshirt freshman. Quick meeting, Delgado makes his way back. Two balls, no strikes on Thrush. The pitch from Olivo just missed outside with the fastball. Kyle competing well here. Probably time to trust the defense behind you. 3-0. High, ball 4. Walked him on 4 pitches. Air Force will use a pinch runner here to come in for Thrush. He is the tying run. Blake Campbell, a freshman from Lexington, Kentucky. 2 outs in the inning. Olivo did a nice job to strike out Taylor, get Burdine to fly out, then back-to-back walks here, making things a little bit dicey in the bottom of the 7th. Batter is Neednagel. He singled his last time up. First pitch from Olivo, strike 1. Great job to get back in there. First and second, 2 outs. 4-2, Iowa with the lead, bottom 7. Olivo set, checks the runner at second, now pitches. Ooh, good-looking delivery from Olivo, but just outside to the left-handed hitting Neednagel. One ball, 1 strike. Kyle ready. Here's the pitch. Line drive up the middle, through into right center field. 1 run will score. Risley cuts it off. They're going to hold the runner at third as Miles gets it in. And it's 4-3. Second and third now for Air Force with 2 outs. Olivo left at bottom of the zone but middle, and Neednagel dropped down to get it. And Neednagel doubles to bring Air Force within 1. All of this action with 2 outs. Time called. New pitching coach Wes Obermueller out to the mound to talk with his red shirt freshman reliever. Maddox Freeze getting loose for Iowa in the bullpen. Figure this is to buy him some time. Freeze throwing off the rubber. Second and third for Air Force, bottom 7. And it's 4-3 Iowa. Strikeout and a flyout to start the inning for Olivo. Very nicely done. But then the freebies come around to bite. 2 walks and then a double. Long conversation on the mound. And now Coach Obermueller making his way back to the dugout. We'll see if Coach Heller immediately pops out to make the change, or if they let Kyle pitch here. He'll face Oster. A right-handed hitter. Gonna let Kyle go here. Huge spot, bottom of the 7th, 2 outs. Runners at second and third. First pitch to Oster. Slider down, ball 1. Two in scoring position for Air Force. They're looking to tie it up or regain the lead. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 2. Give us a shot here, Kyle. Couple of walks in the inning. Hitters count now for Oster. He does have a hit today. Fastball high, ball 3. First base is open. Top of the order's on deck. 3-0. That's in for a strike, 3-1. Would much rather have Kyle just get this guy right here. And let's end this inning. Fastball at 92 on the inner third. 3 balls and a strike with 2 outs. Olivo, deep breath, the pitch. Strike 2, bottom of the zone. Full count. Iowa fans getting behind Olivo. Huge spot right here. 3 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Kyle's pitch. Swing and a miss. He blew it right by him. The flamethrower, the freshman, Olivo strikes out Oster. And the Hawkeyes hold on to the lead. Heck of a job competing right there for Kyle Olivo in his Iowa debut. We'll go to the 8th, Iowa leading 4-3 over the Air Force Academy. Back in just a moment. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, or just needs someone to listen, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
Cancer doesn't care. It doesn't care what you look like, how old you are, what you do, or where you live. We do. University of Iowa Healthcare is doing more to beat cancer than anyone in the state. From second opinions to life-saving treatments that happen here first. we lead the way in research, training, and care because we believe that UI Healthcare is here to make all of Iowa better. UI Healthcare, changing medicine, changing lives. Visit uihealthcare.org.
John Leo with you from the broadcast booth at Salt River Fields in Scottsdale, Arizona. Tight ball game we've got here, game 2 of the season. Iowa looking for its first win. It's 4-3. The Hawkeyes leading the Air Force Academy as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Strohmeyer will lead things off against Easton Miller, who came in at the very last moment of the 7th and gave up the RBI single to Caleb Wolf that helped Iowa pad its lead. Air Force got one back in the bottom of the 7th, but Kyle Olivo did a nice job to limit that damage in his debut as a Hawkeye. Wouldn't mind another run or two, though. This game has been tight throughout. There hasn't really been that much drama, and as long as this holds, I'm fine with that. First pitch to Kellen Strohmeyer. He shows bunt, pulls it back, and takes a strike down Main Street. Air Force will have the top of its order due up in the 8th. Let's see if Iowa can tack on another run or two. Help us out here. 0-1 pitch to Strohmeyer from Miller. That's outside with the changeup, 1-1. Miller pitching from the right side for Air Force. Strohmeyer, left-handed hitter. Kellen was very good yesterday. 3 of 4. RBI and a run scored. Today has been held hitless. Kellen flares one to left. Taylor over towards the line. He makes the catch. One away in the Hawkeye 8th. And that brings up Schulte. Iowa's shortstop. He's got a double today and a pop-up and a fly-out. Ball one dealt from Miller. Started Cooper off with a curveball there. We'll see what he throws here. It's another curveball that Schulte skies to center. Got underneath it. Bradshaw there. And there are 2 down in the 8th. Here's Jalen Ziegler. Ziegler entered in the 7th, pinch running for Tyler Guerin, who is the DH, and now Ziegler is effectively the DH. First pitch swinging, he lines one sharply to center where it's caught by Bradshaw. Iowa goes down very quickly in the 8th inning, and we'll see what the Hawkeyes elect to do on the mound in the bottom of the 8th. Who's going to take the rubber for the Hawks? Looks like it'll be Kyle Olivo out for his 2nd inning of work. Iowa leads it 4-3. We're back for the bottom of the 8th right after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
At Mid-American Energy, our 1.6 million customers depend on our energy 24/7. That's why we work 24/7 to deliver the safe, reliable energy you need. To keep our 99.9% reliability record, we're enhancing our technology, improving resiliency, and investing in critical infrastructure. We're generating power from all available resources to cover any increases in demand. And we're innovating to ensure you always have the energy you need. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Oak Knoll's mission is to provide exceptional retirement living and health health services through Life Care, a not-for-profit life plan community serving the Iowa City area for 59 years. Oak Knoll is conveniently located near the University of Iowa Health Care campus, Kinnick Stadium, Carver Hawkeye Arena, and downtown Iowa City, a proud sponsor of Hawkeye Athletics. Visit oakknoll.com to learn more. University of Iowa Healthcare is here for you no matter where you are in the state. Changing medicine and changing lives for all of Iowa and beyond. Visit uihealthcare.org. All right, Kyle Olivo comes out for the 8th inning, and he will pitch for the Hawkeyes, who have a 4-3 lead over the Air Force Academy. It is the top of the order for the Falcons. So Garish to lead it off. Hanoyan and Zapp will follow. Olivo out of the windup, deals to Garish in a one-run game. Strike one. Fastball popped the mitt, and Olivo is worked ahead. And he's set with the 0-1. Similar spot, but just a bit lower, and therefore a ball, 1-1. Garish, left-handed hitter for Air Force, singled back in the first. Hit by a pitch, fly out and strike out along with that. Off-speed delivery from Olivo catches the corner on the outer edge. Strike two. Hawkeyes seeking their first win of the 2026 year after falling to Kansas State yesterday. Here's the 1-2 from Olivo. Tapper hit right side. Olivo comes off the mound, fields it, flips it, one away. Garish was getting down the line quickly. The pitcher fielding practice works out well for Olivo, and he retires the leadoff hitter in the 8th. Hawkeyes close the weekend tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock Central Time against Northeastern, who trails Nebraska 7-4 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Northeastern was blanked by Grand Canyon in 7 innings yesterday, 10-0. Strike one from Olivo to Hanoyan. Next pitch from Kyle, just inside 1-1. So Northeastern, the Huskies, staring an 0-2 start right in the face. Expect them to be pretty inspired tomorrow. See what Iowa's record is, trying to hold on here today against Air Force. 4-3 in the bottom of the 8th. 2-1 is the count on Hanoyan, whom the Hawkeyes have yet to retire. Tonight, 2 RBI single gave Air Force the lead back in the 2nd. All thanks to this batter right now for Air Force. Here's the 2-1 from Olivo. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Hanoyan has sandwiched the 2 RBI single and a double by being hit by a pitch and being walked. Count even at 2 here. Olivo winds and fires. Ball 3, that's low. Maddox Freeze taking up space in the Iowa bullpen. Hasn't thrown a pitch in a while. Here comes the 3-2. Ground ball, right side. Wolf moves over, but that will trickle foul. And we'll do it again. Deep breath from the redshirt freshman on the mound. He's ready. Here comes the 3-2. Line drive right to Wolfie at first. Caleb, hello. Two down in the Air Force 8th. Good contact there from Hanoyan. Got him out for the first time today. A sharp line drive right to Caleb Wolf at first base. That brings up Walker Zapp. in a 4-3 game. Zapp is 0 for 4 today. Olivo throws a spinner by him for strike one. Zapp is an all-conference selection in the preseason for Air Force. All Mountain West catcher. Their top returning hitter. Olivo trying to get him. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Totally fooled by back-to-back breaking balls from Olivo. Kyle has been working mid-90s with the fastball. He quick pitches the 0-2. This is fouled straight back, right below me and to the right. Kyle getting set to deliver another 0-2 pitch. He's ready. He winds and fires. Called third strike. The flamethrower, but he goes with the off-speed to get Zapp. 3 straight off-speed strikes, and down goes Zapp. We'll move on to the 9th. Great job, Kyle Olivo. It's 4-3 Hawks. Let's see if Iowa can add some insurance in the top of the inning. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Whether they roll the dough or pour the joe, bake the bread or greet instead, your team goes the extra mile, and they deserve healthy eyes and a healthy smile. For plans that cover businesses of all sizes, Delta Dental customizes. With employer costs as low as $0, you can offer benefits and be a hero. Affordable coverage is a click away. Visit deltadentalia.com today.
Hey everyone, David Kahn here. It's time to play ball. The 2026 season is upon us, and the best way to get in the game is by listening to College Sports Now's official baseball podcast, Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers. Each week, we'll have exclusive interviews with players and coaches that take you inside the locker room as we unpack the top stories of teams all across the country. We're delivering our best fastball, so step into the batter's box and tee us up. Available wherever you podcast on the College Sports Now feed or on YouTube. Just search Dugouts, Dumbbells, and Dingers.
Jackson Frost will lead off the Iowa 9th. The Hawkeyes in search of some insurance here with a 4-3 lead over the Air Force Falcons. Hawkeyes trying to get their first win of the season and can make it a winning weekend if they hold off Air Force tonight and then beat Northeastern tomorrow. Northeastern, a very good program. And so we'll be looking forward to that game tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock on the Hawkeye Radio Network. But first, got to take care of business and finish off Air Force. Frost, Delgado, Narrett. Facing Miller, the Air Force Academy. Out of the windup, Miller ready. The right-hander pitches to Frost. That ball skipped to the plate. Jackson with a double in the second, a strikeout in the fourth. And he tied the game up with a sac fly his last time up in the 7th. 1-0 to Frost. Called a strike. Left that changeup, that off speed, maybe a curveball, but didn't have a lot of break. It was slow, and it was on the outside corner. Now Frost takes in on the hands for ball 2. Hawkeyes with 4 runs, 10 hits. They've left only 5 on today. Air Force, 3 runs, 8 hits, 12 left. 2 errors, though, committed by Air Force, and both of them coming from the catcher, Walker Zapp, who fired a couple of balls into center field while trying to catch Iowa runners stealing. 3 balls and a strike on Frost. Nobody out in the 9th. Jackson takes upstairs for a walk. And the Hawks have the leadoff man on in the ninth. Boy, anything you can get here is good news and could really alter what the Hawkeyes elect to do from a pitching standpoint to close this game out. Kyle Olivo just set down the top of the order for Air Force 1-2-3. Maddox Freeze has been throwing in the Hawkeye bullpen. See if Iowa can tack on a couple more here. First pitch to Matthew Delgado is at eye level for ball one. Time called here. Air Force has somebody rapidly getting loose in its bullpen, but he's not even throwing from a mound. He's just launching and throwing. And a catcher, Walker Zapp, is headed out to the mound to talk with Miller. In the meantime, Coach Sutherland, Coach Heller, the duo that's been together for so long, they're addressing their players down the first base line. Coach Heller in his 13th season with associate head coach Marty Sutherland by his side. Good balance between those two. All right, here we go. Delgado back in the box. Next pitch to him. Deli swings and fouls it back. A lot of foul balls just to my right. Count is 1-1 on Delgado. Frost takes off for second. Delgado swings at a pitch in the dirt. Throw down to second is in time, and he got Frost. Delgado tried to help him out by swinging in front. Jackson opted for the feet-first slide. And that was a good throw from Zapp. Can't really blame Iowa for trying that. Zapp's been a bit wild on those throws down to second. Now Delgado in some trouble, 1-2. Here's a line drive, one hopper off the second baseman's glove and into right. Oster can't make the play. Delgado reaches. We'll see how they score it. Line drive, one hopper kicked off the leather and into right. That brings up Joe Narrett. Narrett 3 for 3 tonight. 2 singles and a double. They'll give Delgado a single. Righty on lefty matchup. Narrett takes upstairs and away for a ball. Delgado, the runner at first. Would not suspect him to be a running threat. 1-0 delivery. Here it comes. Narrett takes a strike. It was low outside edge of the strike zone. That's a good leave from Joe. Scouting report will say that Easton Miller will give you something to hit. Could probably see something better than the one he just saw. Throw it over to first. A high throw. Elmore jumped up to grab it and then landed on Delgado's foot on the way down. Matt's okay. Miller just about threw it away. 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out. The pitch to Narrett. Flies this down the left field line. That will tail out of play and foul. 3 kids are running after it. It's a race to see who will get it. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Narrett. Top of the order, Gable Mitchell on deck trying to get to him. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Narrett chased one outside, foul, tipped it into the glove. Overall, pretty good day for Joe, though. 3 for 4. And Iowa holding on to a 4-3 lead in the 9th. Delgado with a short lead at first. Gable takes, fastball upstairs and away. Ball 1. Gable with an RBI single. It gave Iowa the lead in the 7th. The 1-0. Gable hits in the air to center. Bradshaw moving back. He's underneath it. Reaches up and makes the catch for the 3rd out. All right, time for the bottom of the 9th. 4-3. Iowa with the lead, trying to hold off the Air Force Academy. We're back after this. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide, experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, or just needs someone to listen, 988 provides a direct connection to free, confidential, and compassionate support. When you call, text, or chat 988, you'll be quickly connected to trained crisis counselors who will listen to your concerns, provide support, and connect you to additional resources if needed. There is hope. You are not alone. For 24/7 support, call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists. Shop the sales and get fuel savers. Talk about convenient. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
Kyle Olivo gets the nod for the Hawkeyes in the 9th to try to shut down the Falcons and win this ball game for Iowa. 4-3 is our score, bottom of the 9th inning. 4 runs, 11 hits, 6 left on for the Hawkeyes. 3 runs, 8 hits, 12 left on for Air Force. Clean baseball defensively for the black and gold. 2 errors committed by Air Force. Both have been costly for the Falcons. It will be 4, 5, and 6. Taylor, Burdine, and Elmore due up for Air Force against Kyle Olivo. Maddox Freeze is down in the Hawkeye bullpen, just staying warm just in case. But Olivo and the Hawkeyes would rather not see Freeze tonight. Save him for tomorrow. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 9th. Olivo pitching to Taylor. First pitch swinging. Taylor drives it to right. That will go foul down the line and out of play. Coach Pearson aligning the defense for the Hawkeyes. They've got the outfield playing a shift over to the right. Swing and a miss by Taylor, 0-2. Olivo went fastball, then spinner. Kyle out in front here, the 0-2. Line drive, right center field. Strohmeyer, the right fielder, underneath it, 1 away. Boy, I tell you what, the first out is always so important in the 9th, and you want to get that as soon as possible. Sounds like a very obvious statement, but the relief that heads to the pitching staff when you get that first out, and especially when it's the leadoff man. Pinch hitter here for Air Force is J.D. Wolf, sophomore from Bradenton, Florida. Left-handed hitter. First pitch from Olivo. Fouled back to the netting. That made the folks in the front row flinch. Wolf batting for Burdine. Olivo ready, the 0-1. Inside, just off the plate, 1-1. Olivo's wind and fire. Ground ball, foul. Pass Frost at third. And Kyle settling in nicely. He's in the driver's seat here, 1-2. Olivo ready, the pitch. Just high and out. Good looking pitch there from Kyle. It was out of the zone. He just couldn't get Wolf to chase. And now the count's even at 2. Bases are empty with 1 out. Iowa leading 4-3. 2-2 from Olivo. Called third strike. He got him. Low outside corner. Freeze frame. Two down. In the 9th, last chance for Air Force is Luke Elmore. Iowa leads it 4-3. First pitch from Olivo. Hit well to left. Narrett moving back. Joe's underneath it. He got it! And the Hawkeyes win it. 4-3. Iowa takes care of Air Force and picks up its first win of the 2026 season. Hawks win 4-3. Elmore connected well. He drove it to left, but Joe Narrett is automatic. He got there, and he made the play for the third out. Gritty, tough win, tip of the cap to Air Force. A lot of respect for the program, as Coach Heller talked about in pregame. A great relationship between their coach and Coach Heller. And Iowa improves to 1-1 on the season with a 4-3 winner over the Air Force Academy. And Iowa will go for the weekend win, playing Northeastern at this ballpark tomorrow at 2 o'clock Central Time. We'll take a break. We're back with post-game coverage right after this. Iowa wins it 4-3. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Iowa fans, with US Mode from US Cellular, you can keep your eye on the game, not on your screen. Whether you're inside the stadium, tailgating in the lots, or listening to the game at home, US Cellular wants you to focus on genuine connections with your family, friends, and fellow Hawkeye fans. That means at game time, you should do less growing and more cheering. So eliminate distractions and build connections by setting your phone to US Mode, because game day is for cheering on the Hawkeyes. Go Hawks! US Cellular, built for us.
The Hawkeyes hold off Air Force tonight 4-3 and pick up their first win of the 2026 season, now 1-1 on the year. A lot to break down from this one as Iowa beats Air Force 4-3. The Hawkeyes with 4 runs, 11 hits, no errors, played that clean defensive game that Coach Heller's looking for. Iowa left only 6 runners on base, and a lot of those came early, but the Hawkeyes got the clutch hits late. Air Force with 3 runs, 8 hits, committed 2 errors, and left 12 on. So the Falcons will probably be thinking about that just a touch. But Iowa wins it 4-3 as we look at some of the statistics from today. Let's start with Logan Rundy in his Iowa debut. He got the start on the mound, went 5 1/3, gave up 7 hits, 2 runs. He didn't walk anybody. That's the big highlight from Rundy's performance. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 6. He did hit 3. He faced 26 batters, only gave up 1 extra base hit. It was a double. Out of the 7 hits that he gave up, it was a double. ground ball pitcher for the most part. Threw 84 pitches, 53 for strikes. Very nicely done from Logan Rundy in his Hawkeye debut. Stabilized the pitching that struggled a little bit for Iowa yesterday. When Logan's day was done, Gannon Archer came in. He threw 2/3 of an inning to get us through the 6th. Didn't allow a hit, no runs. He did walk 2, but he struck out 1. He faced 4 batters and did a nice job with 16 total pitches. Kyle Olivo, the redshirt freshman, also making his debut. We'll be saying that a lot about Iowa pitchers this season, especially early on, obviously. But Kyle Olivo, redshirt freshman from Wisconsin, he came in and he rode the wave all the way through the end. 3 innings from Kyle, 1 hit, 1 run. He walked 2, struck out 4 while facing 12 batters. In 53 pitches, he threw 31 of them for strikes. Kyle Olivo came in out of the bullpen and did a great job. He was one that Coach Heller talked about at Media Day as being somebody that Iowa's going to need, and one of those young pitchers, a flamethrower we like to call him, as he whips it in the upper 90s. That was Olivo, came in, did a great job out of the bullpen. Iowa had a couple of multi-hit performances, led by Joey Narrett at the bottom of the order, went 3 of 4 with a run scored. He had a double, and he really set the table there in the 7th inning when Gable Mitchell was able to drive him home to give Iowa the lead at 3-2. The Hawks would add another in the 7th to take the lead and then hold off Air Force. Ultimately, Miles Risley, the other Hawkeye with a multi-hit performance, was 2 for 4 today. Gable Mitchell, Caleb Wolf, Cooper Schulte, Tyler Guerin, Jackson Frost, Matt Delgado all collected hits for the Hawkeyes in the 4-3 win today. We'll take a break. We'll be joined by Coach Sutherland briefly right after this break. This is Hawkeye Baseball from Learfield.
You asked for all the extreme internet performance at an all-in price, and we listened. Get 1 gig internet with a 2-year price lock and everything included. Unlimited data for non-stop streaming, powerful Wi-Fi for enhanced coverage, built-in online threat protection, and internet equipment. All for just $65 a month for 2 years. It's the extreme 1 gig internet deal you asked for. Call 844-4FASTER or visit extreme.com for details. Offer available to new customers only. Price doesn't include one-time charges, tax, and government fees.
Hey fans, I know you'd do anything for a win on game day and an ice-cold Bud Light. Because whether you're tailgating in the parking lot or parked on the couch, sitting on your lucky stool at the bar, or standing in the fan section all game long, the clean, crisp taste of Bud Light turns a win into a win-win. And there's nothing easier to enjoy than that. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
As Coach Sutherland makes his way to the press box to talk with us on the postgame show here on the Hawkeye Radio Network of Iowa's 4-3 win over Air Force. Let's check on a few scores from around the league. Michigan aiming to start 2-0 with a couple of big wins. They're looking to hold off Stanford. They're up 5-2 in the 9th. And Michigan batting with a runner on and nobody out. Nebraska up 7-4 on Northeastern. That's in the 9th inning as well. So it looks like we'll be seeing the Huskies tomorrow with an 0-2 record. Figure they'll be pretty inspired tomorrow when we play Northeastern at 2 o'clock Central Time. Wake Forest leading Washington 4-0. USC beat Pepperdine in 7 innings, 11-0, and actually threw a no-hitter in that game. Didn't allow a hit in those 7 innings. We covered a lot of the other scores from earlier today that went final. Let's see if we missed any. I don't believe so. Ohio State, they did hold off St. Louis with a 3-2 win down in Pensacola, Florida, as Coach Sutherland joins us on the post-game show here on the Hawkeye Radio Network. A 4-3 winner over the Air Force Academy Falcons. Coach Sutherland, congrats on the win.
Thanks, John. Just a really good effort by the guys. Certainly great bounce back on the mound coming off of yesterday, and did enough offensively. We certainly had some opportunities early that we didn't cash in, but some big hits there late. Gable and Caleb clutching up, and Joey Narrett had a great night too.
That looked a lot more like it, didn't it, Coach?
certainly way better. I'll sleep a little better for sure. And it's like we talked about yesterday. We knew that's not indicative of who we are. It's just, again, there's going to be a little up and downs with this, and you saw it even out of Kyle, right? Gets the first 2 outs, and then it's traffic, and he finds a way out of it, and then does a great job the last 2 innings. So, just a lot of new guys, a lot of new spots, a lot of new roles. So it just takes some time to figure all that out.
Saw Maddox was going in the bullpen there. Was it how close was it before you put all your trust in Kyle to get it done?
A base runner probably. I mean, and a lot of that has to do, it's less about what your belief is in Kyle, but you look at it, it's a 29-pitch inning, his first inning out there. It's his first time out there as a Hawkeye. He's obviously it's a second year in the program, but he had TJ and was rehabbing most of his freshman year. So it's the first time out there, and it's just it's the traffic, it's the effort that it takes with those 29 pitches. So you're a little bit worried, is he gassed? But, does a great job after that and is pretty clean the next 2 innings. And you're really happy for him, right? It's taken a long time for him to make his Hawkeye debut on the mound. And as you could see, he's pretty special, once he gets some experience and gains confidence on the mound. So really good job out of him.
Logan Rundy was very steady, I thought, Coach.
Yeah, and it's kind of what you think you're going to get with Logan, right? This guy's battle-tested. He has got a ton of Division I starts under his belt, and he's really about the only one out of that group that has that type of experience, right? The rest of the guys, Maddox has experience, but it's 2-year experience, Joe's a reliever, just some of these other guys. Logan's kind of the one guy that's kind of the weathered guy. He's been around, and I thought that's what you got out of him, just kind of workmanlike. Other than the hit by pitches, he doesn't walk anybody, and that's kind of who he is, just around the zone and making your defense make some plays, which we did play clean baseball tonight, which was good, coming off of a night last night yesterday where we didn't feel like we really defended that well.
Offensively, what'd you see tonight, Coach?
Well, a little bit of the same, right? Just we set ourselves up. I thought, had some great opportunities. We didn't cash in a couple 3 less than 2s. Early in the game, we should have came out of that first inning with some runs and just some inopportune, at bats at those type of times. We just didn't cash in. And, when you don't do that early in the game, you've been around it long enough that it feels like it tightens up on you and you're wondering if you're ever going to come through. But luckily Joey has the big double to get us going, and then we get back-to-back 2-out singles from Gable and Caleb and Gable. Those are the guys you want up in those spots, right? Veterans, guys that are really good hitters. And both of them had opportunities earlier in the game with runners on third that, they want those at-bats back. But that's baseball, and you just got to keep playing, which those guys do at the highest level.
We experienced it a lot last year, winning a lot of weekends, a lot of series. Get a chance to do that now tomorrow against Northeastern, who looks like they're going to be 0-2. They're down in Nebraska right now late. You expect a really inspired effort from Northeastern tomorrow. Get the guys ready to go.
Well, and I think, you think of Northeastern and maybe the people who don't follow baseball as closely, this is a really good program. A team that won 40-some games last year, only lost 2 games in their conference. Have just continually put out great players, and it is a very good program. This isn't a mid-major style program. This is a high-level Division I baseball team. Now, they are very similar to us in the fact that they lost lots of pitching.
Okay.
And so I'm guessing that they're doing the same things we are to a degree, which is trying to figure themselves out. But they lost. I mean, it's very reminiscent of ours. In the 80-90% type of situation. So, they're going to be really good. They put pressure on you. They stole 196 bases last year. So
I noted that. I jotted that down, Coach. That's crazy.
and so it's going to be. They are a good team regardless of what's happened the first 2 games. And the first weekend is such a crapshoot in so many ways because everybody's feeling themselves out and trying to figure it out. And you see crazy things across the nation as far as winning and losing. And then you look up and that team's won 40 games who had a rough first weekend. So, you got to be ready to play. And really that's what we talk about. It's not about the front of the jersey. It's not about the record. It's about us going out there with the same focus and effort that it takes every single day to give yourself a chance to win, not put yourself in a position to win every time, but to give yourself that chance. So we'll be ready to go, and heck, I don't even know who we're starting, so we'll have to figure that part out. But I'm the hitting coach, so I don't really care as much.
We'll leave that to Coach, won't we?
Yeah,
Coach
but Yeah, so it'll be fun. It's been a great time down here so far, and it'd be nice to have a plane ride home with another victory.
Good deal. Congrats on the win tonight, Coach.
One thing I want to say, John, is just our heart and our prayers and everything we're thinking about is Parker Sutherland and what happened. Just an incredibly tragic situation. We have a bunch of kids on our team that played with him at City High. Wes's neighbors with their family. It's just what do you even say? I mean, it just breaks your heart. But we're all thinking of them back in Iowa City, and that's about all we can do. Unfortunately, we will wish we could make it all better. But what a tragic situation. But a lot of heavy hearts in that dugout. Yeah. So Joe, just let everybody back home know we're thinking about them.
Great point, Coach. Thanks for coming up tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Associate Head Coach Marty Sutherland on our postgame show from Salt River Fields, where Iowa takes down Air Force 4-3. We'll be back on the air tomorrow, 2 o'clock, first pitch against Northeastern. We'll be live on the Hawkeye Radio Network at 1:40 Central Time. That'll do it for our coverage of Iowa Hawkeye baseball this evening. Iowa takes down Air Force 4-3. Every day is a great day to be a Hawkeye, and some are just a little bit better than others. So long, everybody.
Iowa Hawkeye Baseball has been brought to you by Iowa Corn. You might think Iowa just grows corn, but the truth is corn grows Iowa. Brought to you by Iowa's corn farmers of the Iowa Corn Growers Association and the Iowa Corn Promotion Board. Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit ialottery.com/VIP for details. Mid-American Energy. Mid-American Energy is proud to deliver affordable, reliable energy to you all season long. U.S. Cellular, the official wireless partner of the Iowa Hawkeyes. U.S. Cellular, built for us. Also brought to you by Wellmark, here for every member, every moment. Learn more at wellmark.com. U.S. Bank, proud to sponsor the Iowa Hawkeyes. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeye Sports Network.